of gaming event. I'm so excited. I hope you are too. This is a really special day, and I'm excited to do this live on YouTube. We've, for the past 5 years, always had these big E3 shows in the summer, and of course, this summer is very different for all of us for a number of reasons. And I still think it's so important for the community around the world to come together to celebrate games. So over the next hour, we've got an amazing pre-show with some incredible YouTube creators from around the world who will be joining us. Some of them will be joining us live. Some will be joining us on tape. And we're just going to come together to celebrate games. And then at the top of the hour, of course, will be the PlayStation 5 stream that we'll all watch together.
Hold on. Oops, I just realized I didn't have my microphone on.
Have a post-show.
Yeah, I'm just checking this out.
Reactions and some other great stuff as well tied to this reveal. I do think it's just important to mention, though, everything that,
what are we watching? It's doing a live reaction stream where I'm checking out the PlayStation 5 pre-show thing. What the heck? It's next to the
which is going to be this pre-taped video. It just would have been inconceivable to me. But we've obviously gone through a lot over the past few months.
Next to that host. It's next to the auto host.
Video game.
Doing a live reaction stream where I'm checking out the PlayStation 5 feature games thing, which is all part of the Summer Games Fest for PlayStation 5 feature games pre-show. That's what I'm doing. I'm doing this now.
2020
kind of just started.
Year that has come with so much that has weighed on us.
A little later.
I don't want to
host
acknowledge that right now and say I think one of the great things about games is that it
just a reaction stream.
As a community,
I had a little trouble there starting up. Realized I had my microphone on also when I started. I was like, what the heck? At the very beginning. Oops.
And I think we found
funny about how that happened.
And the fact that this is a new console year is really exciting. And I hope this is a moment where
and this is
kind of
Jeff
a couple of hours
Keighley, if I said his name right,
around the world
talking right now at the moment.
How much this Passion Point means to all of us and get excited about the future of this medium.
It's the preview show, pre-post show.
The future of games.
They actually really starts that.
Gaming is that it's this blend of technology and entertainment, and that means the games always get better. And like, this is a big moment to see what the next 5 to 7 years of gaming is going to look like. Sony has called the ball by saying this is the future of gaming.
That actually really starts at
to see what they have for us. So anyways, we've got a lot of great
3 p.m., 4 p.m. Or for me it's 3. So yeah, that's what I'm watching. Daytime stream. I do those at times.
What we do know so far
reactions had a little delay when I tried to start up here, but we're already
live at the top of the hour. So thank you for joining us in these kind of unusual circumstances. I'm really excited about what we're about to see today. So PlayStation 5. A lot of people have been wondering, what are we going to get to see today? PlayStation 4
the game name is wrong.
Meeting, which was, I think, at the end of February.
Yeah, changed the game title. What the name of the stream
is.
That
was a big moment of PlayStation, and people wondered, were they going to show the box? Well, they didn't, but they showed.
I'm listening to this and watching this.
This is different. This is not a PlayStation meeting.
Summer Games Fest. That's what it is for.
Yeah. We're obviously going to see games.
The host linking
part of it. But people want to know more about the PlayStation 5 hardware. What can we expect? Are we going to see the box today? I don't know. It feels like it's going to be more about the games today. But
like, what would this be listed on their web show?
Controller, the DualSense, that was sort of surprisingly dropped on the internet a little while ago, and you can see it here. Really cool two-tone look to it. And one of the things that is unfortunate,
I'm not sure what this would be listed under.
Staying at home and not going to events is. I haven't had a chance to hold this. I don't think many people have.
That's the controller.
To a lot of game developers, they talk about.
Can somebody help me out here? What this would be listed as?
Doing with this controller, and it looks really unique and different. It's a bit of a redesign from the traditional, DualShock. But from what I've heard, there's a lot of interesting technology inside of that controller. So it looks futuristic, but also has a lot of futuristic technologies in it.
Yeah, just listening and watching this course.
About that today.
Controller.
In terms of the games,
PS5.
we know that we're going to see PlayStation 5 games, and we've gotten some hints of what PlayStation 5 might be capable of. Many of you probably watched Mark Cerny's talk back in March. I think it's up to like 15+ million views on YouTube about his road to PlayStation 5, and he's such a a brilliant author and architect of the platform, thinking of how we can really push the medium forward with this dedicated hardware and a new console generation. And you've probably heard about the SSD drive in the PS5 and how that's going to enable new types of games and experiences, not just better graphics. And that's something hopefully we'll hear a bit about today. The first game, though, for PlayStation 5 was that we saw was at the Game Awards back in December. You may remember there was a title named Godfall that was revealed with a trailer near the top of the show, and a lot of people sort of got excited about it. And it was a bit of a surprise that the PlayStation logo was on that trailer, and it was the first confirmed game that was going to be coming to PlayStation 5. So Godfall, we don't know if it'll be included in today's events, but they've been teasing a little bit on social media with some visuals and whatnot over the past few weeks. So I would not be surprised if we see something on that today. But that was sort of our first glimpse of PlayStation 5. And then, of course, the other thing that recently
looks like the audio is lagging from the video
was the Unreal Engine 5 reveal that I was
watching this
alongside Tim Sweeney and the team
at
Epic Games.
We was talking about
a lot of speculation and excitement around what Unreal Engine 5 is going to be able to do with PlayStation 5. You can see a little bit of footage here of it. It's got new technologies in it, including nanite, that allows them incredibly detailed worlds and full global illumination. It's all happening in real time in the game world. And as many of you know, Unreal Engine powers a lot of the big games out there across the industry. So a great glimpse of where games might go in the future. And this is a technology demo. We're not going to see this game announced today at the event or anything. I think this was really a tech demo, but it is playable. And I think captured all our imaginations about where games are going to go. And no, this is not probably what every game shipping this holiday season is going to look like. But when you see that flight moment with her flying through the air, and you just get excited about that, whether it's 2 years away or 4 years away, we're eventually going to get there. And that's what's so exciting about games, that you see that and you just get actually excited about the future of this medium. So that's a little bit of kind of what we know so far about PlayStation 5.
What's wrong with me?
We'll have some new game announcements today. Sony's first-party studios have been very quiet about what they
don't even know how we're going to respond to that.
Of course, we know The Last of Us Part 2 is coming out next week from Naughty
Oh
Dog.
my gosh.
Tsushima,
what was that?
For PS4. So there are two big PS4 games still to come. But
what
Studios Group and Herman Hulst and the team have been putting together.
What the heck are you guys doing? Make sure that follow a link.
Today. One thing I have heard is that this is and I think Jim Ryan, the CEO of PlayStation, has said this is the start of PlayStation 5 story.
What's going on in chat now? What the heck?
One event.
That's fine. I'm doing fine.
Things that will be held until later this year, and will we see the console? Will every game get announced? I think we're in a mode now where game companies are spreading the news out a little bit. So I think we'll have a lot of news today, but that's everything. And I'm sure there will be more to share over the coming months as we lead into holiday 2020. So it's going to be an exciting day.
Thanks for that host.
We are ready to get on to it. About 45 minutes until the live stream starts. PlayStation, and we're going to run that here.
I turned it down a little.
Watch that. We're not going to commentate over it. We really want to just all experience it together live.
But this is louder than the alert.
But right now,
you can alert from my alert that went off.
Guests from around the world to talk about PlayStation and what we expect. And one of the things that was important to me with the show is
actually not supposed to be up. That's not what the stream title is. Supposed to be something else. What would you list it for a certain event? What would it be called? Talk show or something?
That you've seen on YouTube, but also other
I don't know, is that what it's called?
Them around the world, and what unites us all is this love
of PlayStation.
So
what do you put like for certain events?
Jump right into it with our first
category. It's not supposed to be Overwatch. I'm trying to change that, to be honest.
We've got Matt Pat joining us, the game theorist. Hello, Matt.
Hey, Jeff. Thanks for having me on.
Great to have you on as well. We're excited about all things PlayStation. We've also got Jack Septiceye joining us live. Hello, Jack.
How about that? Look at that.
Papa Jeff, how's it going?
It's going well.
That's
Your camera's looking good.
You too. Excited. Can we just compliment each other's depth of field right now?
I was gonna say we're doing our best for PlayStation, which is exciting.
That's funny. I'm trying to change the game title. It's not supposed to be that.
What's going on?
Doing well, man.
What do you put for when you're watching like an event? You know, this is a live reaction stream.
No hints, right?
No, none.
Keep on going and follow your dream. All right. Excellently.
All right. Well,
the stream wasn't supposed to be about Overwatch.
Jack Lamar, we're going to talk a bit about.
Thanks for stopping by, though, dude. I do play Overwatch. That's what I played last time.
Turn it over to you guys. Like, what do you want to see today? Like, you know,
is this supposed to be under talk show or
gaming? So
what is this supposed to be categorized under?
What's your expectation? Maybe let's start with you, Matt. Like, what do you want to see today?
You know, I really want to see the box. Honestly, I know that that's in question, but there have been so many interesting images of what the hypothetical design for this thing looks like. I just wanted to know, is this actually going to look like my futuristic space grill? Or is it going to be another kind of like flat black rectangle? Don't get me wrong, I'm excited about the games. Obviously, there's a lot of PlayStation exclusive titles
that I really want to see more
footage of. But, I mean, to really feel like this is a big announcement, to me, I need to see physical evidence of what this thing is going to look like.
All right, fair point. Yeah, we will see. I don't know. I mean,
Sony's been doing things in an
interesting way this year. It's like they might also just
the audio's lagging from the video
right before the event or something.
Right, it's just going to appear in an Instagram story and then fade away within 24 hours.
It's a pre-show.
No idea, right?
Before the actual
there's not a physical
thing that I'm watching here in the first place.
Is it going to be talking? Will it just be trailers? Will it be, you know, slick or everyone on webcam?
Is anyone here?
No one knows. Jacksepticeye, what's you know? I know you love the game, and you love PlayStation franchises, so I'm sure you have some.
What I'd set the game name, game title too.
Game-wise too, right?
If I'm watching something like an event, like E3 or something, like reacting to something.
I want to see an announcement for it finally.
Mark Cerny is sitting at home right now. Just
write that down. Write that down.
Yeah, the audio's lagging.
I keep hearing rumors of Bloodborne, PlayStation 5, PC, and we've seen Sony come out and say that certain games are coming to PC. Horizon is coming.
Oh, it's lagging. I'm just gonna have to listen.
To potentially get that. A bunch of people who
don't know why
are verified on Twitter keep saying it, so it must be true. And I just want to see maybe Horizon 2. Since Herman took over, maybe that'll be his new thing to show off, to show us what the PS5 can do with that, because it looks so good on PS4 already. And maybe our boy Corey will come back and surprise us all with a new God of War, but that's pipe dream. That's out there with Knack 3 for me right now. But I hope both happen.
That's funny.
But the thing is, Sony has so many amazing studios around the world and so many franchises. You said those are all like plausible things that they would do at some point, but it's like, will they announce all those today or just a couple? Like, that's what
I'm having trouble with the Goon title.
But yeah, good
that's supposed to be Overwatch.
What's for you?
But if someone knows what I could put for what I'm doing here, please let me know. If someone in the chat knows.
For their exclusives, I think that's where they really stand.
So I'm not sure what the
I want to see Ratchet
title is.
Brand new one.
Not Overwatch. Not really playing that.
PS3. I didn't get a chance to play it on the PS2, so I definitely want to see more of that. New Spider-Man game has to happen, or I'm gonna have an uprising. It needs to happen.
Listened to the other one on
of course,
the
I'll go with
PS4.
Jack with the Horizon 2. Definitely needs to happen. And who doesn't want to see hardware? Just like Matt said. So
how about that?
Hardware, Spider-Man, I'm good.
Okay, so these are all, you know, franchises we love. Sony's done such a great job with them. It's interesting that The Last of Us 2, which is one of the defining games of this generation, is like next week. So there's still lots of PS4.
How's it going? Thanks for following.
Based on what you guys have
how's it going? Thanks for following, dude.
PS5, like how do you want, or
I'm doing a live reaction stream here, bro.
The next generation.
So the
PS4 is already
PS5,
so
PlayStation 5.
And we're seeing amazing graphics and content. Like,
digital
what's
event.
going to make you guys jump to PS5? Is it just that you want
for Summer Games Fest?
Delivers for you, so you always want to get the
That's
next
what's
one? Or is
for
there
Summer Games Fest.
About, you know, conceptually on like what the leap is.
I'm doing pretty good.
For me, if I can jump in, I think for me, it's all about.
I know it looks like it's lagging. You can kind of tell.
Does this new generation?
What's lagging?
Right. I think
I'm doing alright. How about you? How you doing?
These announcements, both with the PS5 and with the Xbox Series X, is what is the differentiating factor for why we still need consoles? Right. Obviously, it's more tech. Obviously, the graphics are improved. The speeds are faster. But what is the leap that's going to change gaming? And to me,
What do you use? Hot sauce? Mild sauce?
That we're getting in gaming
Like
right
a taco?
now is opening the door to deeper narratives.
Yeah, thanks for following, dude.
More immersive stuff that's going to really put us in the mind
of
the characters.
Oh, what's something here?
And I'm hoping that, like, yeah, in addition to kind of your fun games that you can play with friends on cycle and on repeat and things like that, I really want to see more games like
Thanks for that follow.
That's the sort of thing that's really going to differentiate and say,
there it
hey,
is.
We are a story.
That's good. Thanks for following. 420.
And
doing
we have
good.
the technology now to really achieve.
Yeah, I know.
The sky's the limit for whatever these fictional narratives are.
With the alerts, though.
Yeah, I think
much appreciated.
Is what's important.
I'm doing good.
That's where Sony really excels.
I'm just checking out this.
As I mentioned about their exclusives, so
the pre-show, post-show for PlayStation 5
really like
for Summer Games Fest.
There's
no
load
down here.
times or minimal load times where you're going from story event.
I know it's lagging for some reason. Here, let me see something there.
That's what I like about games like The Last of Us 2.
I think it's right side up again. I just quickly stopped and restarted it again. See if that worked.
Yeah,
nope, still lagging. The stream's lagging from the audio.
With Unreal Engine 5 and
don't know why.
It's
weird.
Ray tracing. That's the next big thing that we're going to see. And
thanks, much appreciated, dude. Ollie, thanks for following.
And streaming budgets and all that stuff.
I'm kind of doing a live reaction stream. I'm having trouble with the game name, with the title of the stream, you know, Summer Games Fest.
And all those games again recently.
For PlayStation 5.
Are just obnoxious at times. And when you go to something.
Yeah, what should I name the title, the game title? It's not supposed to say Overwatch if it does.
Are like 10 seconds versus a minute sometimes.
Thanks, Connor. You too.
That is what I'm really looking forward to. Just getting into the game, getting the OS to be faster, going between store, between apps, between games, and then just seeing. Now that it actually supports
like what they're talking about
FPS, now, I want to see if we finally
I'll hop in later.
Keep doing that thing where we get photoreal but stay at 30.
Does it say Overwatch? That's supposed to say Overwatch.
More or less photoreal, maybe even the same.
I don't know if it's supposed to be talk show or if it's supposed to be something else. Do I have it listed right?
Again, so many people have PCs now, and hardware there has become
okay, it does not say Overwatch, right? Well, am I in the right category? Or should I change it? Is this good, the category?
Both now, and we have so much crossplay happening.
I thought it was supposed to be like events or something, like E3. Since E3 is canceled this year, this is the Summer Games Fest, that's what I'm checking out.
The narratives and everything will keep
evolving. Our live reaction stream where I do these sometimes.
Just how strong and fast this system is.
Much appreciated. Thanks for your help.
After listening to Mark Cerny talk about it, and talk about the 3D audio and talk about how fast that SSD is. It'll be really interesting to see it in practice.
Talking about
they said that we should make
not even sure what they're talking about. But barely listen. I am listening. Yeah. Also talking to you guys in the chat.
So, you guys are all
this is just a preview show.
All around our head.
Post show. It starts really at 3.
It's going to be interesting to me to see what they
2 p.m. for me. That's when this started.
Like, there's some amazing
starts at like 3 for me. 4 for Eastern time. Hey, thanks so much. Appreciate it, dude. See you later.
People love great stories and incredible, rich,
afternoon or day. Yeah. Thanks for stopping by.
As Matt said in the background, there's a question of, do we still need a console? What is going into the cloud? And how's your phone going to interface?
Screen compared to audio.
It'll be interesting to see how much this presentation is about the games versus like the hardware story, and here's the UI, and here's what we're doing.
The PlayStation 5 and the games, that's what we're talking about.
Like, hey, let's capture your imagination.
This will start till like 3 o'clock for me.
And all the other stuff will come later. And I don't know.
It's really at 4 o'clock.
Because obviously Mark Cerny's talk was extremely technical. As he said in his talk, now comes the fun part, and I think this is the start of the fun today. So before we wrap up, is there anything that Sony could do to screw this up today? Like, expectations are really high. People love PlayStation. The system has done incredibly well around the world. They make great games. The rumors are a little out of control, I think, in terms of things that some people are expecting today. So is there anything that you guys would say, like, hey, if this doesn't happen, I'll be disappointed, or things that you want them to do that they may not do? I worry there's so much expectations that if there's not 12 first-party games announced, people are like,
what is that?
Anything for you guys that
squeeze click. Thanks for following, dude.
I feel like they
squeezing, my bad. Just pronounce the name.
They might not show off what the actual console looks like, and everyone really wants to see what it looks like. And we also
Alex in the controller.
Giant V, and part of me kind of loves it.
Giant V.
Either show off the console or give us a price. I think if people get either one of those, it'll give us something to kind of bite down on and to kind of look forward to. Of course, show games. I feel like more games and less talking is always a good point.
Yeah, to me, I was gonna say same thing. The biggest place
thanks for that follow. Who said that? I didn't get a good look at the name. Thanks for following, dude.
It's the one
I'll see you in that sec.
Consumers, and
I barely saw the name. Sorry.
It was a big punch in the gut to a lot of people who were excited
there it
about
is.
this, and then all of a sudden it's like,
Magnus plays. Much appreciated. Thanks for following.
And I don't think we're gonna get a price today. If I were to make a prediction, I think they're gonna wait to see what Xbox has.
Like a live reaction stream over the Summer Games Fest. That's what I'm doing for PlayStation 5.
They are
it's
to kind of launch a price
it's a pre-post show.
That's the one thing that I think
for the actual
sink the ship if it's too high.
The actual
little
digital event that I'm gonna watch since E3 is canceled this year. That's what I'm watching here.
I know this is the summer and that's when trailers come out. But I think
thanks for making that day better. No problem, dude. You're welcome. Thanks for stopping by.
Actual gameplay, even if it's just a little bit. And so I'm more concerned about that, and I think there'll be some people disappointed.
I don't think I've ever actually played GTA 5, to be honest.
Yeah, that's a great point.
Like, it could happen, but yeah. I don't know.
Oh, sorry, go ahead, Jeff.
Not yet, I could.
It's like,
oh, it's free now.
Right, because if it's just
I can't say I remember seeing that somewhere. Maybe I can check it out. Like, I've played some of the GTA games in the past, but not a whole lot.
But is that real? And like, just, you know, it would be
amazing. Oh, I see what you're talking about.
Right? And we'll see. This is like, it's such a new, different.
I'm not playing Overwatch.
Coming out as like a pre-recorded
we wanted to add you on Overwatch.
We're all watching, and it's like, you know, it was probably completely.
I'm sure I could right now at the moment.
And it's like, hey, we're about to hit play.
Yeah, nothing news, right?
Yeah, it's gonna be all right. Well,
I see.
Thanks for joining us, guys. We will all watch together, and
I have to look into that.
Like a fun day for all of us to see our dreams come to life. Hopefully in the next half hour, or
saying that
internet rage. So we'll see what's in store.
Internet will
excited about it, and thanks for joining us under these unusual circumstances. Hopefully, we'll see all of you guys in person soon.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
For sure.
Thanks for having us, Jeff.
Right, thanks, guys.
That's funny.
Jack Septiceye and Lamar Wilson, great to have you guys with us. Now, another person who was with me for the PlayStation 4 reveal in New York City is a guy named Kyle Bossman.
It's Summer Games Fest.
Worked together back when I worked at MTV and Spike TV, and at the time, Kyle was a production assistant on my show for TV. And the producer of that show, Jeremy Hoffman and I came up with an idea in 2013 to put him on camera for the first time, because we thought he's just such a cool, interesting guy. And we came up with this idea of like, why don't you do this video about what you think Sony should do and not do at their PlayStation meeting? And we ran that video in 2013 in February as Kyle's first ever on-camera appearance. And ever since then, you've probably seen him on the internet. He's such an incredible voice and creator in his own right. So I asked Kyle this weekend, I said, hey, what you want to do a PlayStation 5 do's and don'ts for what Sony should do this time around? And
that's what they're talking about.
Graciously agreed. So without further ado, here is Kyle Bossman with his do's and don'ts for the PlayStation 5 event.
That's funny for PlayStation 5.
Hello, I'm Kyle Bossman, expert video watcher. Here are my do's and don'ts for Sony's PlayStation 5 reveal.
Quite yet.
Gameplay demos. So from what I understand, you've already said you're broadcasting this stream
there we go.
1080p 30 frames per second. Any case, you're going to try to make
Adeline's lagging
and higher frame
the video from the audio.
That's like opening a can of beef ravioli and going, trust me, this smells very good. We can't. So I do think that today, sustained gameplay demos will be important. Last year, Mark Cerny showed Wired a demo of Spider-Man flying through New York City at the speed of a jet. Why haven't we seen that yet? I'd watch that for 4 hours. Don't overvalue a title reveal. So I know trailers got to happen. They serve a purpose. I want to talk about a very particular type of trailer, the title reveal trailer. These are trailers that you don't get to see much of the actual game, right?
Overvalue a title reveal.
The impact is the title at the end. These get the people who watch videos to scream and push over chairs.
Halo.
This is all publishers ever want. However, there's like a promise ring.
Last of Us Part 2.
Hard to pull off. You want people to get excited by
Metro Prime 4.
You must one of two things: an unlikely sequel or long presumed dead. If you do not exhibit either of these qualities, you either already know you're coming Or
talk to you later. Have a great time.
So
you too, Oregon Kills Evil. Thanks for stopping by, dude.
Confused,
it's nice seeing you today.
Game called Is the Title Enough? Spider-Man 2. No. Horizon Zero Dawn sequel. No. Project Legendfall. No. Bloodborne 2. Yup.
Ratchet and Clank. Yeah, but I know the video's lagging from the audio. It's weird.
It leaked too much. You gotta show some of that game. God of War.
I don't know why it's lagging.
No. Todd Howard's Reverse Hog Troth. No.
I was talking like that. Weird.
Anything. No.
I have no idea why it's lagging.
Monkey Ranch. I'll cry. Demon Souls Remastered. No. NASCAR. In Hell.
Sounds funny.
You know what?
I'm
very interested. Dude, be fashionably humble. The whole world is depressed and angry right now, with the exception of New Zealand, of course. We have less tolerance for smugness than ever before.
Very interesting.
So
That's what it says there.
Your laptop,
humble.
Behave yourselves. Nobody wants to see your porcelain dining room, Shuhei Yoshida. In fact, it's probably worth taking a page out of the playbook of late-night talk show hosts. Finding the most relatable corner of your presumably very expensive home to stash your camera in. Works for me. I'm in a hot tub right now, and you'd never know. Don't knack. That's all the advice I have for you today, Sony. If you do those do's and don't do those don'ts, I'm positive you will continue to smash Instagram gaming records for years to come.
Funny, don't do's and don'ts.
Kyle Bossman.
I don't know why it's lagging. Hey, I see a Nintendo Switch in the background there. It's a Nintendo Switch.
Right. Thank you, Kyle. Lots of
if that is a Nintendo Switch.
I think we've all been saying,
don't know.
We don't know quite how Sony is going to present this today. Will there be real people in it? Will it just be a voiceover like a Nintendo Direct?
Not really a press conference since E3's canceled this year.
We have no idea, and they've been extremely secretive about what this presentation is. We know it's about an hour in length, a little bit longer than an hour from what we've heard. But exactly how long it is and what format it takes is an opportunity, I think, to learn about games in hopefully a new and different way. And Sony always does their events in a really unique way. So I'm personally really excited to see what the team at PlayStation has put together. Now, one new thing we're going to do this year is meet some new game creators and hear from some YouTube creators from around the world. One of the things over the past few years that has really excited me is seeing what the Game Awards, how it's growing around the globe. And a brand like PlayStation is truly global, and the world will be watching today. So a few YouTube creators from around the world sent in videos talking a little bit about their excitement for today's event, and we'll take a look at those now.
All right.
Hey everyone, how's it going? I am, like so many others, so excited
we'll try some here.
I remember as a kid when the
still lagging.
Was released, and how amazing.
I don't know idea why.
The second, the third, and even with the fourth.
You can hear it, but you can't really see it. It's the audio's ahead of the visual.
I remember the excitement.
Don't know why it's doing that.
Opening it, turning it on, grabbing the controller and testing the games for the first time. I know I'm gonna feel the same way when this one is released. I feel like there's something very special about each PlayStation and how it defines video games for a whole generation, right? I'm really excited to see what new games we get, but I'm also really excited to see more games brought back from the past, kind of like what they've done with the Crash Bandicoot saga or Resident Evil remakes, for example. Like, I love that nostalgic thing about, these video games that we played when we were kids and things like that. Also super excited about the new ones. I've loved, like, Spider-Man, for example, like how it looks, how it feels, the freedom, like what are we going to be capable of doing with the games on this new console, and how is it going to break with what we've been doing until now, right? So super excited, paying a lot of attention to everything that you guys say today. I hope you're super excited too, and I'll see you online playing PlayStation 5.
Funny.
I am so excited for the PS5 coming out because, honestly, this is a system that has represented a lot in my family over the years. We've had a lot of fights, a lot of good times and bad times between, battling for loot and champions and me and my cousins and my uncles trying to out-level each other.
I don't watch doing that.
Me and my cousin waking up Christmas morning, both getting copies of one of our favorite games ever, Shadow of the Colossus, and trying to beat all the Colossuses against one another on a race to finish first while I was running upstairs to see how far he was, and he would come downstairs and check on me and be like, oh yeah, I already beat that guy 2 Colossus ago. Still looking back at that Christmas is one of my favorite moments ever.
Right.
I look at God of War 3 and the cinematic experience and story and the way God of Wars have been so indicative of these consoles and how the development of story and the development of visuals and the development of, I think, trailblazing as far as the industry has come has been integrated between these amazing franchises. And for me, PS5, it's an opportunity to do more. It's an opportunity for the new franchises to come out that will sweep our hearts away and really keep us living and breathing in that love of fantasy and a love of gaming and love of community shared through that process that inspired me to become a YouTuber to this day. I wish that PS5 had all of their lineup ready to go right now, because I would dive immediately into it, but I'll patiently wait. I'm really excited for Godfall, to be honest. I think this is a game that, my dad's still playing a ton of Gearbox Borderlands 3 nonstop every day right now. He and I have a lot of fun messing around with that one. The visuals are obviously stunning. But for me, it's an exciting moment when a new console comes out, especially PlayStation's, because again, they're so good at helping to innovate and helping to empower creativity and empower new experiences for gamers alike, that I can only imagine what this next generation of consoles, and especially with the PlayStation 5, is going to hold, and the memories that are going to be made for new gamers as well as old gamers like me throughout the next years to come. Very, very excited, and couldn't be more happy to be around with PlayStation 5.
Hey, hola amigas, amigos, yo soy Antrax, soy de México y wow, el día de hoy se presenta la PlayStation 5, una serie de consolas que sin duda ha marcado mi infancia y la de muchos. Cómo olvidar en la sala cuando jugaba con mi hermana de pequeño, horas y horas de diversión, de aventura, de experiencias, y el día de hoy se presenta el futuro de los videojuegos. Sin duda, ya muero por probarlo. Y pues vamos a ver qué preparado PlayStation.
Subtitles though.
All right, thanks very much. We've got
Winnie was saying it.
Will be joining us as we lead up to the live event. We are about 20 minutes away now from the live stream from PlayStation.
It's almost 3 o'clock.
We'll, of course, be running it
or
live
4
right
o'clock.
We'll all watch this together.
That's when it actually starts.
Earlier, we'll have a big post show over an hour of additional content after the briefing from PlayStation, and I'm really excited to dive into that.
Check that out.
All right, well, right now we're going to get to another panel. 3 more YouTube guests from around the world joining us to talk about their PlayStation memories and what they're looking forward to today. First up, joining us all the way across the pond, our good buddy Ali A. Ali, great to have you with us live. Look at that in the actual setup. I love it. How you doing, man? Great to have you with us. We've also got Lauren's side.
That's funny.
Great to have you with us live.
Oh.
Looking very pink.
Yes.
Looking good.
I don't like the audios ahead of the video.
I guess I should say, right?
Not in sync.
All right. Also joining us from LA, Valkyrie. Valk, what's up?
It's behind or ahead.
Hi. What's up?
Oh, there it is.
With a candle. I like it.
Now it looks like it's at. Looks like the video's ahead of the audio now.
Get some candles in my setup. I gotta do
oh no, never mind. Still behind.
Ali, Lauren.
That's funny.
This is a big moment for all of us. Let me go around and ask you guys first of all, what's your favorite PlayStation memory, of all the games over the years or anything? We've all been playing PlayStation in different ways. Do you guys have any games or systems or anything that stand out to you as particularly resonant memories?
I actually, my very first gaming, even memory before I even owned anything, was going to my uncle's house, and he'd have a PlayStation 1, but it would never be set up all the time. He'd pull it out just for when me and my brother would come over, and we'd play one of the original Lara Croft games. So much fun. That actually got me into games.
I remember those.
It all started with
PlayStation. We're gonna play one of them.
Oh, that's amazing. I had no idea. All right, well, that's cool. We'll see. Lara Croft is always around. I don't know if she'll be there today, but I'm sure there'll be another Tomb Raider in due time. Ray, what about you? Do you have any favorite memories in the past of things PlayStation related?
Oh yeah, my all-time favorite memory is I was always the one that played video games, and I have a younger sister, and she would always just watch me, and it was such a great way for us to bond. And I remember I played Kingdom Hearts in 3rd grade on my PlayStation 2, and my sister would just watch me stay up all night, eat junk food, and she would just use the cheat book and tell me where all the Dalmatians were, and just I don't know. It's just a great way to like family.
That's funny.
Love it.
I the dog. I like. You've got the perfect setup for that. You got the dog, the candle. I feel calm all of a sudden. It's like this is the way to do it. All right. Well, yes, Kingdom Hearts. Such a classic franchise.
Well,
yeah, we just had the most recent.
Talking about that came on the PlayStation too. Yeah.
Who knows? Lauren, all things PlayStation. Where did it start for you? Do you remember which PlayStation?
So I missed PlayStation 1. My audio is good, right? Sorry.
PlayStation 1. I had a PlayStation 1.
My parents had bought Nintendo 64, and they were like, "That's good enough for a while. Like, you guys can play with that."
Yeah. Wish I had Nintendo 64.
Was like when my gaming really took off, and I would play Kingdom Hearts 1, 2. SSX Tricky is like one of my favorite games, and it's so hard to find. I recently wanted to like rebuy the PlayStation 2 version of it. I can't find it anywhere. But yeah, that was one of my first consoles that had me like gaming for hours.
No idea why the audio, the video is lagging behind from the audio. It's not in sync for some odd reason.
E3 seeing PlayStation 1, and just like it's been amazing to see the legacy of all these systems, and that's why today I think is special. Obviously, we know a little bit about the system. We've seen the controller, we've seen some hints of some games, but as you guys as we roll into this in 20 minutes now, like what do you want to see? Like what's going to excite you? I mean, the world's in such like a weird place right now. Like are there certain games that you really want to see? Do you just want to get excited about graphics and like hear about the controller and how it's going to work? Or let's start with you, Ali. Like what do you we'll see if Fortnite next gen is there. Probably not.
I know. I would
That's
say
funny
Fortnite for sure. But for me, having actually come from playing exclusively consoles and recently moving to PC, but still plugging in a controller, my PlayStation 4 controller, it's not very well known, but actually there's a little bit of delay when using your controller on the PlayStation, and it's minimal, but I think reducing little things like that will help competitive games. It will help even casual players and match up closer with a PC experience where everything's a lot sleeker. There's actually less input delay. Obviously, I want to hear more about the FPS and refresh rate that this console can handle. Again, pushing PC sort of specs, loading games quickly. I know everyone wants to see the console. I don't know if that's going to happen, but I will be very happy if it does. I think everyone will be very happy if they show it.
Yep. No, that's the big question is like, what is it going to look like? Because we've seen the controller and it's different, right? It's that dual tone with the white. So like, is the system going to be white this time? Or like, what are the aesthetics?
White
right?
system.
PlayStation 5. We'll have to see.
Maybe
for you,
black or white.
Like, what would excite you today?
Blue.
Oh my gosh.
Gray.
I love story games like
color
Dark
of the
Souls
system.
series, Bloodborne. I wish that would be such a surprise if there ever was going to be a Bloodborne 2, which is probably not ever going to happen, but I am looking forward to Elden Ring because it's similar to those type of games. So if they actually showed some more stuff on that, I would be so excited. But pretty much any story game, I love looking forward to new games. So give me anything good.
No, and they're so good about, as you said, great narrative and characters and these worlds, and they look like so beautiful. And that's what I think, like I always say, the artistry of these things like can really capture you, and even sometimes how they present them, and like the dramatic reveal of like what the game is and the character, and you don't think it's an Uncharted game, and then it is. I remember that one year at PSX, and it's like I'm sure there'll be some theatrical moments to how this stuff is
PSX and PlayStation 1.
They think they try to duplicate what it feels like to be in a big live room with those like I remember when The Last Guardian one year at E3 when it came back and everyone got like so excited. It'll be interesting to see like how they present that, because we're all watching at home virtually, and there's I don't think there's any live crowd, right? So it's gonna be different, but I agree, like those will be amazing things. For you, like sounds like SSX Tricky, I guess, could come back today. We don't know, but what's
I remember actually playing that back then.
On like a streaming catalog where you could just like
SSX Tricky.
I doubt that's coming, but I think anything, because I'm such a big such a big PC gamer, anything that gives me something a little extra that PC gaming can't. So like the controller, I'm super excited about with the haptics. I want to see how that feels. I was reading about like trigger tension, so you might be able to get the sensation of like shooting a bow and arrow. Just little things like that I can't get from like a keyboard and mouse setup. I heard that there might be
like with the Wii,
audio
could do that with keyboard and mouse.
That's why why they were telling people to try and wear headphones for the press conference.
Switchcast still does it.
Little things,
I know there's Connect, PlayStation Move.
Like, I'm all for the new console.
Or what they're doing
that's the stuff
for
that
the next console.
So interesting that they're talking about. You said like new audio technologies, like this amazing controller, and none of us get to hold it yet, at least. And he said like if the feel of like a bow and arrow, you're exactly right. Like how is that going to feel, and how do you represent that to people when you just have to watch it on a video? So we'll see. But yeah, I'm really excited about it. Thanks guys for joining us. I'm excited to watch it all with you. Definitely my candles ready for the post show, I think. That's my big note, Ray. All right. Thanks to Ali, Lauren, and Ray for stopping by. We've now got another group of YouTube creators from around the world who wanted to stop in and share their excitement for all things PlayStation 5, including 2 creators from India.
12 minutes left
from new
till it
YouTube creators around
starts.
the world as well. Let's hear from them right now.
Hey guys, my name is Garu and I'm a content creator on YouTube, and I've been playing games since I was actually a little kid. And right now PlayStation 5 is finally coming out, so I'm super excited for this because this actually brings back a lot of memories, because I used to play a lot of PlayStation at my friend's home because we used to play a lot of FIFA, a lot of racing games, and we just used to connect our controllers and see who is the better player. So finally PlayStation 5 is coming out, so I'm gonna get it for myself and I'm gonna invite my friends over at my place and we'll actually see who's actually good at the game right now. But I'm super excited to try out the new PlayStation 5 because obviously there's gonna be new controller, better graphics, and there's a lot of cool games coming up for 2020 and 2021 as well. So I wanna try and see what those games actually feels like, even some of the old games. So I wanna see what exactly has changed, and I'm super looking forward for this because Fortnite is still gonna be there, so I want to see if I can crank some 90s on Fortnite. And yeah, hopefully you guys are excited for PlayStation 5 just like I am. And yeah, peace out.
Hi there, my name is Claudio Prandoni. I'm from the website The Enemy from Brazil, and one of my first PlayStation memories is exactly from the first PlayStation console, and of course I'm talking about Final Fantasy VII. By the time that the game came out in the West, I was around 11 years old, and I got really impressed by the characters, the story, the amazing soundtrack, and the world that Square managed to create thanks to the technology behind the first PlayStation. Recently we got to relive some of that magic again with Final Fantasy VII Remake on the PS4, and well, here we are, ready to see the PlayStation 5 and the whole new generation of exciting games that I'm really looking forward to see and to play. Thanks.
Hello fellas, मेरा नाम है शुभ. On YouTube I am also known as Beast Boy शुभ. अगर मैं बात करूं अपने पहले कंसोल एक्सपीरियंस की, तो PS4 मेरी जिंदगी का फर्स्ट कंसोल था जो मैंने यूज किया था कुछ 2 साल पहले. और इस पर जो फर्स्ट गेम मैंने खेली थी वो थी गॉड ऑफ वॉर. ऑनेस्टली बताऊं तो पहली बार जब मैंने PS4 यूज किया था मुझे बहुत अजीब लगा था, क्योंकि इसके कंट्रोलर में इतने सारे बटन्स हैं. I was totally confused. इन रोलर्स को हैंडल करना और इन बटन्स को समझना इतना मुश्किल था शुरुआत में. मैं अपने मेन कैरेक्टर को संभाल भी नहीं पा रहा था वीडियो गेम में. कुछ घंटों तक खेलने के बाद भी मैं यही सोच रहा था कि ये मशीन मेरे लिए बनी भी है या नहीं. बट जैसे जैसे मैं गेम्स खेलता गया मैंने रियलाइज करा कि PS4 पर गेम खेलना कितना इजी और रिलैक्सेशन से भरा है. PS4 खरीदने की चॉइस मुझे मेरी वन ऑफ द बेस्ट चॉइस लगी बिकॉज मेरा PC इतना हाईटेक नहीं है, वो इतनी हैवी गेम्स नहीं रन कर सकता था, और PS4 के साथ मैंने इतनी अच्छी मेमोरीज बनाई हैं. अब हमारे सामने आ रहा है PS5 एक नए डिजाइन के साथ, कुछ नए फीचर्स के साथ. मैं बहुत ज्यादा एक्साइटेड हूँ PS5 एक्सक्लूसिव्स के लिए जो हमें आगे देखने को मिलेंगी. 2020 की आने वाली भयंकर गेम्स लेटेस्ट कंसोल पे खेलने का मजा ही कुछ और होगा. मैं बहुत एक्साइटेड हूँ.
New feature.
All right, thanks guys. We are counting down less than 10 minutes until the PlayStation 5 event.
There it is.
Exciting,
it's about to start.
To see what Sony has in store for us.
Summer Games Fest.
The live feed right now from them is literally just the
PS5, Sony's
in blue. And
digital event.
Countdown clock. Right. We did our own countdown clock since.
Not a press conference because we think it was canceled
see
this year.
What is in store for the event at the top of the hour. So again, about 9 minutes, and we'll run that live here and get excited about hopefully the future of games.
I feel like I had that
right
rough start when I started the stream. Like when I do the Game Awards. I do a reaction stream to the Game Awards.
First up, we've got my friend Danny O'Dwyer from NoClip. If you haven't watched his incredible documentaries about the gaming industry on YouTube, you should. Hello, Danny.
Hey, what's up, man? You're too kind. I'm really excited. It feels like this has been a long time coming. Not since the Sega Saturn have we waited this long to see what a console looks like before it comes out. So yeah, fingers crossed we'll get some details soon.
Hopefully we'll see today, and maybe we won't. But yes,
8 more minutes left.
About 8 minutes here. Also joining us from Game Ranks, Jake Baldino. Jake, how you doing, man?
Hey, Jeff. Thanks for having me. There is a raging thunderstorm outside. I'm hoping that's like a good omen here in New York.
Interesting. Okay. Well, everyone's should be inside anyways, right? Calling up the stream. There's 8 minutes left.
Everyone's
all right, and also joining us is Aaron from the Game Grumps. What's up, Ego Raptor?
Hey, man.
How's it going, buddy?
How we doing?
Hey, man, I'm all right. You know, I'm glad I can be here and make myself look bad by having my footage look like a VHS camcorder versus yours, which looks like the Tonight Show.
I remember this guy. Yeah.
It's all right. Hey, it's like you're just doing that retro vibe, right? The 8-bit vibe, right?
That's right, man. I'm trying to bring it back.
Throwing it back to the Crash Bandicoot days. All right. Well, Danny, Jake, Aaron, we are 7 minutes away. So you've heard what everyone else has said. The internet has had, it feels like, years to speculate on what Sony is about to reveal here. What are you guys? What are you anticipating? Like, what would excite you to open the show, or like what I'm doing here? I'm fascinated to see, like, is it games? Is it the hardware? As you said, Danny. Let's start with you. Like, what do you want to see today?
I think, like a lot of people, it's kind of time to see gameplay. Like, we've had tech demos, we've had trailers being shown. We're fairly close to the launch of this console, so it kind of feels like we should really start to see like extended gameplay clips. Obviously, there's certain titles that people really want to see. They want to see stuff return. They want to, they need a Miyazaki hit somewhere, be it Elden Ring or my Bloodborne tattoo has been tingling all morning, so I'm hopeful for something there. But I also think a lot of the stuff that hasn't been said already on the show is just the sort of services angle of this. Like, are we going to start seeing PlayStation games on PC? What's their strategy for backwards compatibility going to be? What's the upgrade sort of situation? Xbox have this pretty powerful plan in place to allow people to basically buy the next gen version or get it for free. So I think they have to answer a lot of those types of questions to really start getting people on their side.
All right, so we got a big checklist. What about
6 minutes
you,
left.
Jake? What does Sony need to do to deliver for you today?
For me, I want to see a sequel to the Order 1886. I know that's crazy, but I want to show up for my vampires and my werewolves. I think we need that. That would be fantastic. But I also just want to see third-party stuff. I know everybody's been talking about the exclusives, but I love when they sneak in some really exciting third-party games. There are rumors, of course. Some of them I'm taking with a grain of salt, but really, Konami properties showing up would be really exciting. That would be something really, really. I wouldn't cry, but I would get close. And then we also haven't heard anything from Star Wars for a while, so a nice little Star Wars surprise would be pretty sweet.
Yeah.
Okay, those are some interesting predictions for sure. Lots of opportunities there.
I just
Aaron,
like checking out what they had to show.
What's going to make the magic for you in
pretty
the next
much.
hour?
I'm a man.
I don't really have the
past. I want to
expectations.
see a sequel to Guitar Man for the PS2. I want to see some Chrono Trigger remake or sequel. I just want to see my favorites from way back in the day come back into a bright new tomorrow. You know what I'm saying?
That's honestly, it's a great point, because there's so many classic franchises from the past that, like, even there was rumors at one point of like, oh, is like Legacy of Kain gonna come back, or like all these classic games, and like I love that stuff, right? I mean, it's like, even you remember a couple years ago Shenmue, like the reaction it got at E3, right? And I think it's always a balance of like the new stuff, but also like the classic games that been rumored for a long time, like Prince of Persia Sands of Time at some point would be like remade, and I love that game back in the day. And whether that's a PlayStation thing or whenever it's going to happen, I hope it does, because there's like so many classic games that we lose because they're not always instantly playable and accessible, right? On PC to some degree they are, but on all these consoles, like look, a lot of people playing games today weren't even born when some of these things were coming out. So I think that's a great point to think of, like what they could bring back from the past, and do stuff, and Blue Point that has done some awesome remasters. Certainly rumors that they're working with Sony on something. We don't know what it is, but yeah, hopefully some of that will be revealed.
Almost 2 minutes.
You guys, if they don't show
3 minutes left.
console or the hardware, is that a miss today? I mean, we saw the Xbox Series X at Game Awards. We've seen the controller. Like,
They did that with the Nintendo Wii U. They didn't show the console. They show the games.
It's console hardware reveals, the way they look have become less and less interesting in recent years. Like, I think looking at the Xbox Series X, it looks totally fine, but it's not the type of thing that we're like writing home to your mother about, right? So I don't know. I kind of feel like this one might be a little bit out there. Like the DualSense is kind of a crazy design. It's the most, I think, Sony stepped out of their comfort zone a little bit. I think it's one of these things like if they don't, it's like the Streisand effect almost. Like they just need to show it so we can stop asking to show it at this stage. How it looks, how that will factor to sales or anything, who knows? It's probably just marketing, but I think it'd be a shame if they didn't.
Jake, okay, so fair enough. Aaron, is it like you've seen the controller, which looks pretty cool, right?
Yeah, man, the controller's pretty dope. Like, I don't know if it's if it's indicative of like what the console's gonna look like. If I can get a console that's just an abomination, like a 32X style, just like clicking in things from different wires, I think I'll be pretty pleased, because I've got plenty of sleek, black, beautiful bricks on my my shelf, and I would really like something to stand out so I can be proud.
Funny.
Yeah, that's the one thing I do like when I saw the controller. I'm like, it felt futuristic. Sometimes it's about like the console's almost disappearing, right? In like Xbox, it's sort of like it can disappear in your system, but that feels like, at least based on the controller, I'm like, it could be really interesting what PS5 looks like.
We need to bring back wood finish.
We'll see.
Like, what happened to wood finish, man? That was that was the jam. And if we're talking about like the modern day thing now, where you got yeah, bring back the travel with the console. I used to bring my GameCube around all the time, just carrying around that handle. Man, that was Mark's
carrying the GameCube around, little lunchbox.
Anything is possible. No, and that's like
that's funny.
Customize it, right? And like, is there just one? And a lot of people have asked about the controllers.
Looks like a lunchbox.
All that color, you can be able to get a black one. That's stuff that
it's called good. It's called good.
I don't know. Like, it's actually kind of exciting for me to watch something like this.
Raider, how's it going? It's going good. How about you?
Big room with thousands of people, and there's the electric buzz of
just
like,
checking out
why is there a curtain on the stage, and what are they?
PlayStation 5 featuring games like
that. And here we really have
the pre-post show.
Sky's the limit about how this is going to start.
For Summer Games Fest.
It's kind of cool that everyone's being forced to
the actual
in a different way.
PS5 event starts at 3. That's actually 4 p.m. Eastern time. 4 p.m. or 3 p.m. Central time.
It'll be interesting to see, and I think a lot of these game
4 p.m. Eastern time.
Are working so hard from home to even prepare their trailers and their games.
1 p.m. Pacific time, I think.
How hard it's probably been to pull this stuff together and finish these games and get them ready.
It's about to start. It's like
30 seconds left to go, guys. Thanks for joining us. We're going to see all of you afterwards because we're going to react to it. So we'll all watch it live here. And we've got about 20 seconds until
audio from the video.
PlayStation right now says stay tuned. So we think things are going to begin. And we'll obviously run it for you guys live. So Danny, Aaron, Jake, thanks for joining us. We will see you guys.
Audio's ahead of the video.
All things that Sony has announced for us.
There it is.
Inside of this event, and as I said, we really don't know what to expect. We think they're going to be a bunch of games.
How you doing?
From hopefully both
you doing good yourself?
Party studios, but how
done really well. Thanks, you're welcome. I've really been a PlayStation person.
What is the story?
I just like to check out all the stuff they do, anyways. Regardless whether I actually play the games or not, So I just like doing this reaction, like reacting to something, like just seeing if there is, regardless whether I may or may not play, because you never know. I might. Yeah.
New or different ways.
That's just what I like doing. Like with E3, even if there's a chance I may not actually play it.
Sony has said,
it's fine with me either way. I still like checking them out anyway.
Whereas Xbox has said,
I didn't really play the PlayStation until the PS1. PlayStation Next was PS1. I don't know, I never really got into the later consoles, I kind of wanted to, but yeah, just didn't happen.
On PlayStation 5. So that's
still
obviously setting a very high bar.
It's still understanding. It's great to get the info. So, yeah, it's just fun to look into.
We'll all watch together, I guess, and see the event. We are obviously watching the feed here live, and as soon as we go live with the event, we're going to be.
I know the audio in the video is not in sync
right here on YouTube.
for some reason. I don't know why.
Saying, stay tuned. So we will all stay tuned as we wait here. Hopefully the thunderstorm in New York isn't impacting anything, Jay.
Wait, hang on. I need to feel included. Okay, now
there you go.
Okay, now I'm ready to go.
Waiting for the whole hour.
What was he doing there?
It's great. All right, here we go. The event's about to begin. Enjoy it live right here on YouTube.
Oh, that's funny. Yeah, I don't know why it's lagging. Hopefully the video and audio get in synced when this thing starts up. Doesn't seem like it. God dang it. So I gotta watch it with the... I know, this program contains mature content. I know the visual and audio are not in sync, but... Yeah. Like if they're showing a little trailer for a game and it's out of sync, it's gonna be a little weird, but... Yeah, I guess okay. It's a PS5. Who knows? I'd like a PS5 for this year. You know, I didn't really get into the previous consoles, but yeah, I don't know. Just never happened. Kind of one of those things. You know, there's some games I wanted to get but never got, like the Spider-Man game, which is only on the PS4. I'll need to get that sometime later. Who knows? What the hey? It's an X. What am I seeing here? Yeah, it's a 5, no problem. Right. Guess it's okay. What am I seeing? Yeah. PlayStation.
You ever wonder, like, different choices?
That sounds like the old startup from the old PlayStation. That's how I remember it. I remember all this since the first PlayStation. Wow, it is. Those early times leading up to the newer times, like current. God of War, yeah. But hey, oh, funny. Yeah, so I don't know until I see it. Even though I hear it. The Vive. That's not the Vive. PS VR. Or PlayStation VR. That's what that was. These games. They're just showcasing all these games at the second.
Why did I move here? I guess it was the weather.
Was that Jack and Daxter? Yeah, I wish it was in sync. Oh my god, Xbox One X. That's nice.
I thought we were trying to get out of this bullshit.
What is this? Looks like GTA. Yeah, it's GTA 5. Look at that. Hard to really say, to be honest. Not sure how I would answer that question.
We out here gang banging like it's 91.
Thanks for that follow, real noob. Thanks for following, dude. What? Noob? Why call it? Why say noob? Noob? Oh, well, his name is real noob. GTA 5. Yeah, I don't know why it's lagging. The audio and video. Here from Taco. That's nice. Hey, what the follows? PlayStation.
Just sort of smash things.
Hey, thanks for that follow. Classic Sofa said your name right. Thanks for following, dude. The follows coming in too much. But thank you though, let's appreciate it. What the hey? This is still GTA 5. The chain gun. What the heck? Thanks for following, dude. Expanded Enhanced, coming 2021 to PlayStation 5. Wish the audio and video was in sync and not behind. There's that controller. PS5 Live will get GTA Online free at launch in 2021. Oh, that's nice. Start today in GTA. PS4 owners get GTA. Oh, 1 million GTA gas every month on GTA PS5 launch 20. Wow, how about that? Hey! I'd bring all my friends here. Oh, really? Like, you don't have to do that, but okay. How's it going? Quasix? Hey! How you doing? Yeah, I'm checking out the PlayStation 5 digital event.
25 years. And what better way to
yeah.
bridge our past and our future than with a game
Just want to see what they have this year.
PlayStation console, Grand Theft Auto.
Wish the audio and video wasn't out of sync. Ned, Architect, hey, thanks for the follow.
Partnership will continue with PlayStation 5. It's now just over a year since we began sharing technical details of PlayStation 5. Today's the day that we've been looking forward to for years.
How you doing? Thanks for following.
We get to show you just some of the games that demonstrate our belief that PlayStation 5 marks the biggest generational transition our industry has yet seen. The content we've curated for today's event showcases how PS5 has inspired developers to create new
I feel like I want to like go over here and just click and drag.
How they look, sound, and feel.
You know?
Enough from me.
Like just click and drag around here and then go straight to live. Just see if I can get it back into sync. Do that or something, you know? I feel like I just want to do that. See what's doing. I just did that. Oh no, let's go live again. Is it working? See if I fix the audio and... Looks like I did! Hey, looks like I fixed the video and audio in synced. Now it's in synced again. Thanks you for that follow, Mad Architect. Let's follow it again.
Dad said that.
Yeah, looks like it's in sync now.
He was right.
Spider-Man! So it's another Spider-Man game. Is it?
Go be a hero, Miles.
Yeah, it is. Okay. Miles.
Let's do this.
That other Spider-Man. What? Ooh. It's like, ah, what? This is another Spider-Man game. I wanted to play the first one on the PS4. Ah, what the heck was that? Holy crap. Look at that. Spider-Man, Miles Morales. Be greater. It's another Spider-Man game. Do yourself holiday 2020. Then that looks, ooh, yeah, it looks neat. Just see that? That looks pretty cool. Yeah. I wanted to play the first one, the PS4, but I could never get it. I don't know. Still want to, whenever I can. Looks like it's in sync now. I think I fixed it. That's my favorite game. That's hard to say, to be honest. Really hard to say. Maybe the Smash Bros. Series? I'm not really entirely sure, to be honest. I always liked crossovers. I love crossovers. So, you know, Smash Bros. Is a crossover. Or Smash Bros. Ultimate. I don't know, there's a lot of games I could probably say. I'm not entirely sure. I can't just pick one, you know? Can't just pick one game. Yeah. It's fun. It's unique. It's a one of a kind, like, party game, fighting game. Yeah, it's different from other fighting games. That's why it makes it so different from other ones. It's just unique with what you can do in that game compared to the other ones. It's not to say it doesn't really play like other actual fighting games, but yeah. It's a racing game. What is this? Looks like it's in sync. What do you guys think? The audio's in sync now? Yeah, I like Smash Bros. Smash Bros. Ultimate's fun. I've been I did some videos on it, recorded some videos. Yeah, it looks like it's in sync now. I think I got it fixed. Look at that. And this is your home. My home's the car? No. Huh. I see a car drive. Yeah, it looks like it's all in sync. The audio and video is now in sync now. I fixed it. Looks like it. Jeez. I got quiet. Quiet. I'll just do the... What the heck? Dude. Just race car driving. Man. Is this still stupid visuals? How it looks, but I can't really see how it looks on the YouTube. The quality just looks like this on YouTube. So that's why. Is that gonna tell? It's like I actually see, I can't really tell I'm watching on YouTube. Oh, that's pretty cool. Oh, Gran Turismo 5. I mean 7, excuse me. Well, because you know, PS5, Gran Turismo 7. You like racing games then? There you go. What the heck is this? Is this what I think it is? Yeah, the audio and video is in sync. Ain't that nice now? Ah, loud! Whoa. It's what? Oh, it's this.
You all right back there? No way. It appears that the dimensions are collapsing on one another. If we cannot get to... Right, the ship. I mean, we can't be that far. I have it in my sight. They have found us, Ratchet. How much steer this thing? Ask nicely.
The people who made Crash Bandicoot made this. What the heck? Going through dimension to dimension? Huh. Watch this. No. This is Ratchet and Clank. That's what this is. It's a PlayStation 5 digital event for Summer Games Fest. It's kind of like, you know, a press conference, only it's not a press conference. It's a digital event. Uh-oh. Ah! Dude. Is that actual gameplay? Or is that just video footage? Like a cutscene? I can tell if that was a cutscene or if that was actual gameplay. To be honest. That's probably actual gameplay and cutscene mixed together. You're really watching right now. Yeah. I don't know how to answer that question, dude. We play the old R. Oh. I played it. Whoa, is that a female? Ripped apart, Ratchet and Clank ripped apart. To be honest, not really. Kinda wish I did. Like I wanted to play some Ratchet and Clank back then. Can't say I remember playing any of them. But the same people who created Crash Bandicoot created Ratchet and Clank. Yeah, Naughty Dog.
Dimensional rifts to be able to leap from planet to planet.
Like I kind of wanted to, but I don't know. Since I never really had a PlayStation after the PS1, never actually played those games. But I kind of wanted to. As they're platformers, I like platformers. Yeah, I don't know. That's just what happened.
Ratchet and Clank are near and dear to our hearts at Insomniac, and we can't wait to share more with you in the future.
Studios.
For now, here's another look.
Oh, is it not Naughty Dog anymore? Yeah, it looks just like the previous one. What the heck? Huh. Oh, like it teleported. Went through one location to another like that. It's like dimensions. Are those like... Are those like... What the heck? Are those like rifts? Out of control? Like dimensional rifts? What the heck?
Was that a kraken? Or at least a very large octopus?
A kraken? What the heck? Funny. Oh, snap. Whoa. Uh-oh. See, this is so weird. Like, you pass from one dimension to another, like you teleporting or something. Like passing through dimensional rifts or something, like portals. In the universe. That's what it looks like.
Yeah. I kind of wish he was doing a worse job.
Oh, snap. Uh-oh. Ah! Ooh. Varser. Oh, jeez. God, it's so weird, the gameplay mechanic in this. Like he's passing through one dimension to another or something. I want the title hints. That's what it looks like. God, I like the gameplay in this. Kinda wish I did play some Ratchet. Oh, it's rift apart. You know, like dimensional rifts. Like dimensional portals. That's interesting. Yeah, maybe if I get a PlayStation 5 I can get that one. Like I wanted to play past ones, but yeah, it didn't really happen. Now there's Jack and Daxter, right? I say it right? And there's Ratchet and Clank. Ain't that same people? That's Insomniac Games. That's PlayStation 5 there. They're showing a full hour of PlayStation games. PlayStation 5. Square Enix, what's this? The Luminous Production, you say. In a world not the hero, in a world the hero, where resolve will be tested, truth will be questioned, and devotion will be doubted. Thereafter, she will rise. What is this? Command Mother Nature! Oh no! It looks like. Holy snap, what was all that? Project Athea. Woo! Whoa! The Dragon designed exclusively for PlayStation 5. Coming to store near you. Blah blah blah. Like, yeah, but like that. Funny. PlayStation. Oh snap. I don't know if that was loud compared to me talking. Probably not. I'm probably the loudest thing you can hear here. This looks familiar. I just like watching all of these like digital events, regardless whether or not I'm actually gonna play these games. You know? Yeah, just like doing this, checking these out, seeing what they got. Cause you never know, I might actually play it someday. What is that? Looks so familiar for some reason. Dude, these do look familiar. I think I know what this is. I think I've seen this before. It's a sequel. The first one. And I saw a trailer too in a previous, like, E3 or something. Hey, a little cat. Robots. A city full of robots. Oh, man. Look at all those robots. And music. No. Huh? There's a cat with the backpack going, doing. What is this game? What's your favorite movie? Honestly, dude, every time you ask me what my favorite is, like anytime anyone asks me what my favorite is or something, it's hard to say, really. I never really had much of a preference towards one thing over the other. My preference has always been like variety. I've always liked a variety of things instead of just choosing one thing over the other. Never really liked that. I always liked to just, why choose one thing out of all this stuff in front of me when I can just take full advantage of everything that's laid out in front of me, you know? I just like to be diverse and versatile. That's my preference. Because I never really preferred one thing over the other. I just do one thing when I can take full advantage of, why can't I just adapt and do like just everything I can get my hands on instead of just one thing? That's just what I like to do. That's why I've always been like a jack of all trades or something. I just like to go out and explore and experience something new and such every now and then. Kind of do the same thing through playing games, I guess. Variety gamer, basically. Look at that controller. God, looks futuristic. Okay, yeah, sure. PS5 using fluid motion sensor, built-in microphone. Oh, headset jack. Hello, look at that. 3D audio. That's pretty cool. Whoa! Dude, it almost looks like Dota for some reason. Dota, just that hole right there. I know it's not Dota. Dota 2. I used to play that a lot. I don't play as much as I used to.
Making games used to be
I
about
still
these
kind of play some
constant trade-offs
Roblox.
between the artistic vision and technical limitations.
Huh.
PS5, we're not going to be burdened like that. We're going to be able to realize our artistic vision a lot better. It's got a ton of horsepower, which is very
it's in
easy to
sync.
unlock,
The audio
and
and video is in sync now.
really easy to develop on. The PS5 will
Tell my own
present
talking.
a paradigm shift as to what players will come to expect from gaming. Will let us tell stories, make worlds, create gameplay that I think will truly captivate the player and really surprise quite a few people. Please take a look at this new franchise for Worldwide Studios, coming exclusively for PlayStation 5.
We'll go check it out. You never know if I get it this time. It'd be weird since the last PlayStation console I had was a PlayStation 1 after the PSX. And we now finally getting another PlayStation console after not. Like, I've played some PS2 or PS3 or 4, but not really. Never actually owned them. That's the thing. If I actually get a PS5, it'd be weird since I never owned any of the previous ones. But, yeah. What is this? Attacked? For death?
The attack.
What the hey? Oh, snap.
Trapped in this endless cycle. Even death is no escape.
Oh! God, the visuals right there. Huh? The way they did the eyes.
This planet seems somehow different.
Aliens. Is that like aliens?
It's becoming part of me.
Whoa.
Infecting my mind. My memories.
Oh, snap.
The longer I spend here, the more I can feel my sanity slip away.
Oh, no.
But I cannot lose hope.
Uh-oh. Whoa. Why would it be aliens? But they are aliens, just not like the Alien franchise, no. Look like aliens, like Martians or whatever, like she's in space. Snap.
Breaks me.
Returnal? Kind of reminds me of Metroid for some reason, a little bit. You know? A little bit like Metroid. Or Metroid Prime, but third person, completely different game or series that we're seeing here. So that's new apparently. Like she's on space and slowly losing her insanity on being in space, outer space, on these planets. Unless she's flying from planet to planet, who knows? Sumo Digital. What's this? Oh man, really? Who is that? I can't really tell right now. I'm not really sure. What is that thing? Ah! Wow, that's funny. Sackboy. Sackboy. That's funny. What the heck is this? Ah. Uh-oh. A platformer. I like platformers. I grew up playing platformers. What the heck? Uh-oh. What is that? Jeez. What is this? What the? Ah! Funny. Oh, 2 players now. Oh, dude. Well, what am I saying? Tuh! My god, it's funny. Really. What the heck? It's like 4 players? I think you could do something like that in the previous ones. It's almost like Super Mario Brothers or something. But exactly instead. It's just because of the platformer, you know? You look like it to me. Just like looking at this. Ah, big adventure. Exactly. Hell on, give me a sec. Ah, what the heck was that? It was funny. Oh, jeez. Wow. So it's like an hour of PlayStation games. Lucid. What is this? Huh. Huh. What is this? Racing car game or something. Huh. What the heck? No idea what this is. Ah. Ooh. Why are you running outside your vehicle? Ah. This game looks crazy. What is this? Ah, you do. What the heck? A parkour or something? Jeez. God. Ah, what the heck? Whoa, okay. Jeez. Oh, what the? What is this? No idea. No. Oh my gosh. Look at that. Destruction All-Stars. So... it looks like a combination of things. Interesting game. Ah, I feel like I've seen stuff like that before. You know? The theme and everything is like familiar on other games.
My name is Josh Greer, and this is my brother Mike. We're from Emberlab, a small team with a background in film and animation.
And we're very excited today to share with you the first look at our new game. It's a story full of adventure and charm that has themes in personal growth and redemption. So please enjoy.
Alright. Sounds pretty cool. Oh, what's this? Little characters, okay. What? Like, oh, what are you doing? You're throwing out 2 characters at us just like that. What is this? In their lab.
The power that flows.
What are those things?
Yet you do not fully understand it.
Like, what the heck? Ah! What the heck was that?
You can help these troubled spirits.
Uh-oh. Oh no! What the heck? Huh?
You cannot hide your weakness from me.
Hide your weakness from me. You cannot. Like, what the heck? It's Zoros. Ah!
Power here.
Thanks for follow, dude. What was that? She fell in the water? What, dolphin? What? Thanks for following, guys. What the heck's going on right here? Seen this? Oh god, thanks for following, dude. Huh? I don't know what this is. Okay, guys, ease up on the follows, will you? Much appreciated, though. What the heck? Thanks, dude. Erase your socials. What? Thanks for following, dude. We can play like as a sorceress? This character here. It looks pretty cool. I just don't want to get distracted by the alerts. Or alerts going off all at once when I'm trying to react to something here. But thanks again, guys. Much appreciated. King of Bridge and Spirits. That looks pretty neat. That game there. Look like you get all the what? Okay. I don't know about that, but okay. Standing. Extra follow.
Feel like you're just waiting for
what is this game?
To do that thing.
Can you please ease up on the follows? Thank you, though, guys. What the heck is this game?
Sometimes I feel like I'm just.
Gustav 04, thanks for following, dude. Holy crap. Guys following after follow. That's a raid? Wow.
Maybe it's just.
Dude, seriously?
Maybe it's the fear that.
Thanks for fighting, dude. Brandon, oh, I can't talk today. Sinji, thanks for following.
But if we've got nothing else to lose,
I have no idea what this is.
might as well jump.
What is it? Anthropomorphic characters? No idea what I'm seeing here. Ninja Raid, what? Nah, you're just saying that. You gotta be kidding me. You just pulled my leg saying that. You're actually raiding, thanks. Really, thanks again for those follows, you guys. Goodbye, Volcano High. It's the end of an era. 2021. Really? I find that hard to believe. You're kidding, right? Really? Did you? I don't know, I can't tell. Unless you're just pulling my leg with something. You're trying to pull a joke on me. Thanks for the follows, dude.
Hi, I'm Lorne Lanning, and I'm here to share with you a game that I've been dying to.
I know, I can't see here.
It's an emotionally engaging story.
You did or didn't.
Is rewarding, failure is devastatingly hilarious, and the
Thank you for the follows. I swallows, man. Thanks for that follow, dude. Yeah, I'm doing a live reaction stream here. Yeah, just doing this every time you guys follow every second. Hey! It's this. It's another one. It's a sequel. I'm talking. What you talking about? Okay, dude. That's enough.
The murderous blades
This is Oddworld, isn't it?
of your entire people.
Look at silly. Okay. No idea what we're talking about. What are you doing? What the heck was that? Hello! Who? Who's talking? Who? That guy? Toxic? What the heck is this? A train? This is Oddworld. Another Oddworld game. I'm not sure who, to be honest. Not sure who that you're talking about. So they're a platformer, it's Oddworld. What the heck? Looks so weird. You seeing this? Oh, what the heck? So weird. Find your full voice! Oddworld Soulstorm. Cool. I've seen the... Yeah, I know, right? The trailer.
PlayStation 5によって
I'm not gonna answer that question. Well, it's true. Or know your business, but nah, doesn't really matter. The way I see it, it's irrelevant to one's character. It's never years one's lived. It's the world's first coastline gameplay video. Huh. What's this guy talking about? It's another game? Oh, I'm not even sure who would ban here, and like, who you guys talking about, like, which one? Like, I don't know, I'm barely even paying attention to what they're saying in the chat. Not like all of you, but most of you. What? I don't even know who they would even ban, to be honest.
Others can't.
Whoa, that was weird. See that? Like it's always.
Your threats, others don't.
What the heck is this? Oh, this is Kyle. Whoa, this is creepy. Okay, yeah, this is creepy.
When others won't.
What you guys doing in the chat? Not at all. What the heck is this?
Save Tokyo.
Ooh. Uh-oh. What the heck? This is creepy. Golly. Whoa. What the heck am I seeing here? This is like twisted stuff. What the heck? No, I've had more than that. Again, thanks much appreciated, guys. Sadly, no, I don't. Kinda wish I did own one. Just never gotten one. Whoa, jeez. Like, what the heck's up with these characters? The unknown? Jeez. Ghostwire, Tokyo? We can see a bit of this during E3 2019. Unless I'm mistaken, I'm not sure. That's for to keep my headphones on my head from falling off. Because I don't have ears to keep my headphones from falling off my head. That's the only reason why I had my headband on, because it's to keep my headphones from falling off my head. That's why I had the headband on. That's really it. That's the only reason why I have the headband. No other reason in particular. Because these won't stay on my head. That's why. What are you guys doing in the chat? Weird. I'm trying to react. I'm trying to watch something here. You guys are just... Because I don't know who or which person. You guys are just talking so fast. Can't really see all the names. What? Man, if I had any of my other mods in here, create out a future removal, Haunted Oblivion. Like, I would do something about this, what you guys are going on in the chat, but I don't know, there's just so much going on right now. So I'm just gonna dance so I guess someone's told me to, because I don't know which person. If I'm the wrong person. Reception at 9 in the morning. What? Is this like space? You're 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Look at that. Right, I know what you guys are saying in the chat. You guys are constantly telling me to, like, I don't know. What the heck is this? It's in Space New. Like, I'm barely even paying attention to chat right now because of what you guys are saying in it, but whatever. Because I know it's not some nice news, but doesn't really faze me or anything. The far shore. Huh. Retirement, what? Around. You guys are just stop what you guys are doing. Alright. Out of here. Oh, what is that? Oh. What the heck? Ooh. Shit. Huh? What is this game? Whoa, look at that. Oh, snap. So, Summer Games Fest for PlayStation 5. Digital event. That's what this is. What the heck? Whoa.
Look at me now.
That gameplay there.
So give me the crown.
The combat. Oh, man. Become unstoppable. It says. Oh my gosh, what are you guys doing? What the heck is this? Dang. Nah. Godfall. That looks pretty cool. Yeah. Isn't that nice? I don't know, what the heck is this? Yeah, I can't even keep up with the chat, to be honest. Yeah, not that seems like anything I would respond to. Oh, what is this? Not kidding, like I'd seen the chat that couldn't respond to it. Nope. What the heck? You arrived. Afraid. Oh snap, it should be. It should be. Oh no! This is interesting. You seen this? Huh. This is pretty cool. Look at that. The art style in this game. Kinda like it. Yeah. Huh. Little free running. Running like Shadow the Hedgehog there for a second. Like he was roller skating. Solar Ash. No, just the way this character was running. It was like, were you on rollerblades or something? Solar, what did that say? I forgot the name of the title. 2021, next year. Let's see that. Yeah, I almost don't care who I banned at this point. Like, to be honest, I don't do this for a number of views or follows or anything like that. I do this because I clearly enjoy doing it. It's really the real reason why I do this. Yeah. Doesn't matter to me how many people I watch it.
All your
I never pay much attention to how many viewers I have and such. That's really, yeah. Because I barely ever notice at times. Sometimes I do. But again, much appreciated for being here. Yeah, really. No, it's not that I don't appreciate the follows, of course. Thank you, though. That's just not why I do this, of course. I'm not gonna ask any personal questions. What is this? Looks like Cyberpunk. Listen, it's not.
Only death awaits.
Huh, it's Hitman 3. How about that? Cool. Oh, that's pretty neat. Jeff awaits. Oh, that's so good. I would do something about with the chat, but there's so much going on right now. I can't really. You guys are talking so fast. With chat.
This is also
I would do something now, but yeah.
For the Wall of Assassination trilogy.
There's so much going on right now. It's like I'm trying to do the point of watching right now. Reacting to his reaction stream. What are you doing? Don't be like that. I know, I've seen what you guys are saying. think I kind of already have. Like, I'm not kidding. I can't even keep up with chat. Sometimes I can, sometimes I can't when there's so many people. Hitman 3. That was still Hitman 3. Death Awaits, January 2021. 2021. Yeah. Set important, what? I couldn't read all that. Huh. Press the PS button on the controller. Hello. Is this like the PlayStation menu? Oh. Just do that. What the heck is that? What is this? Ah! I can't say, to be honest. There's no exact number. What the heck? It's like techno music. What the heck is going on? This is funny. Ah! Astro's Playroom? Oh my god, what did I just see? That was hilarious. Oh. Ah! What the heck? Oh, that was funny. What the heck? Oh my god, that was too funny. Oh. Huh? What is this? Oh snap. Why was he dragging? Ah! Jeez, that's some kind of monster. Gotta go to bed? Alright, good night, dude. Thanks for stopping by. Remember for life. Whoa, what the heck? This art style. Took that guy out? Wow. Oh, snap. Oh, it's shooting at a bear? Wait, a bear's running from him. Oh. The bear's terrified. I kinda like this art style and soundtrack to this game right here. Music. Oh snap, no, it's on the ice. What the heck? Oh, he's relaxed and is okay at home and everything. And he's out in the, like, woods and such. Wild. Dang. What the heck? Slashing his monsters? Ooh. Uh-oh, that's the creepy. Oh snap. What you guys doing? I don't know what you guys... Whoa, what the heck? Oh snap. Huh. What you guys speaking Spanish in my chat? Cause I don't know what you guys are saying. No idea. Like I said, I'm just reacting to this. Like going off in that chat, saying things that I can't respond to.
What's up, everyone? I'm Zion Williams to
Just
the New
saying,
Orleans Pelicans.
to be
Here we
honest.
go. The first ever teaser for NBA 2K21. Y'all are not ready for this.
NBA 2K21. Another NBA game. That's just it. I wasn't sure who to ban. What I was seeing going on in there. I don't apparently not any mods at the moment. They're not around, I guess. I usually handle things myself. Holy crap. That got loud. Oh snap! Ah! What the heck was that? Funny. Oh my god. What the heck? Fall 2020. Oh, it's 2021 though. Interesting. How weird. Huh. Okay. That was weird. And that was the NBA game. Basketball. National Basketball League or something. I can't remember what the NBA stands for. Good night to... Ah, what is this? What the heck? Upside down cherry.
Amazing, aren't they? Half bug, half snack. A very recently discovered species.
What the heck?
Unique to this island. Oh, this one's lively. Beautiful seed patterns.
Okay.
Oh, and it's tasty too. Welcome to the island of bug snacks.
What the heck is that? Oh! I don't know what to think of that. Oh my god. Wacky. What? Such unusual characters. I was like, what was I seeing here? Look at Waddle. It doesn't look like Waddle, it looks like Waddle. I'll choose there. Now your hand turns attention.
Come join me on the island of bug snacks.
Liz! Hey, I was trying to carry a lamp with my weenie hands.
What?
I dropped it, and now the town's on fire.
Oh, again?
Bug snacks? And I got interrupted and saying it. That was very unusual. What am I hearing? Ah! What was that? Holy 2020. Well, that was weird. Oh my god. What the heck? Oh my gosh. Weird. Yep, can't even read what you guys are saying. Well, if you're trying to troll me because you're doing a pretty bad job at it. I'm not kidding, I'm not even phased at all with what the chat is saying. Not bothered at all. Nope. If you're trying to troll me, you're doing a bad job. Pretty bad job at it. Poor job.
Hi everyone.
Not kidding.
Thank you for being with us today for this very
You
special
like Donkey
event.
Kong games and movies?
But before we
That's
get
nice.
to the end of the show,
I like
have
Donkey
something
Kong.
very near and dear to me.
Huh. What this guy is saying here? Norwegian here? You're talking Norwegian? I have no idea. Okay. I like it. Yeah. No idea. Alright. What? Sorry, I'll talk Norwegian deep in chat. Well, I guess it's fine. And again, yeah, I have no idea what you guys are saying, but yeah. Deep in chat. What the heck is going on right now, Maggie? This is what I'm seeing here. Is that a person hanging upside down? Oh snap. Uh-oh. Oh jeez. Whoa. Ah! The heck? Oh! That's like, look out. Oh snap. Ah, what is this? Oh my cow. What in the world? Ah! Oh god! Oh, what is this called? Demon's Souls. Demon's Souls? That was unusual. Well, kind of creepy. What's that? Like, holy crap, it's like Fantasia or something? What is this?
Deathloop
Hearing
is a
the music
next-gen
almost.
first-person shooter about rival assassins locked in the time.
Oh, that was weird.
This is our unique vision. What
Like Dark Souls, the Demon Souls.
Immersive gameplay, a surreal player-driven story smashed together.
Want to see some stylish action? Check this out.
Okay. Sure. I sound like Donkey Kong 2.
Hello, Black Reef. Colt, my predecessor, has been pronounced guilty of treason. He is to be shot on sight henceforth for doing. Your assistance is appreciated and mandatory. The real party doesn't start until he's dead.
She is not making this easy.
What the heck? Okay. It's snowing, right? Whoa. What? You just shoot something? I didn't really see that. Oh, now he's like teleporting. Or something.
It's cold!
Look, you're ready to loot!
Oh, whoa! Why would you do that? What? Whoa, what's going on? Why? Ooh. Damn. Restart. Restart loop. That is the software.
Good morning, Black Reef.
Oh, I think I know what this
Another
is.
day, another death.
Yeah.
Part-time loops fun.
This game again.
For everyone else on this island, this place is paradise. A never-ending party where hunting me is the main attraction. And no matter how I try to escape, they always cut me down. But I'm one stubborn motherfucker.
Stuck in a loop. Oh, jeez. Pretty cool. Kinda like the gameplay. Oh, snap.
Every loop I'm learning a little more, piecing together the puzzle. There's 8 targets, and they all gotta die before midnight.
Stuck in like a time loop or something.
One little snag.
You thought it was going to be easy?
I remember this.
Juliana Blake, Black Reef's protector, and a real pain in my ass.
They showed this.
She may kill me 1,000,000 times, but eventually, inevitably, I will break this fucking loop.
This is Deathloop. Oh, rival assassins locked in a time loop. Jeez. Oh, jeez. At first you don't succeed. Try again. Oh, die. Die. Again. At first you don't succeed. Die again. Not try again. Oh, come on. Why'd you do that? That was weird. Ow. Deathloop. I remember this at E3 2019. Yeah. Hello.
I don't like watching you die. I like killing you.
Nah.
There's differences.
Okay, that sounds messed up. Killing is overrated. What the heck is wrong with people? Messed up. I don't know. Nah. Yeah, I just say that. I really did. Because I believe there's far worse than death. The story comes so close.
Long ago, a young girl went with her mother to pick berries for her father.
Very quiet.
But the forest greeted them with a dark, cold
What's going on?
The bush is empty.
It's kind of creepy. It's so dark.
Yet determined to find the berries, the rascal broke free of Mother's grasp and vanished into the trees. Mother's worried cries faded fast.
Those potatoes?
As the girl ran on, over vine, under branch, and into the forest deep.
Huh.
What is it with that creepy story?
It's just a local tale.
Sounds creepy.
You're really into that stuff?
They're talking so quietly. Paranoid. Now it's taking us.
No, friendly.
Whoa.
Friendly. Who are you? Who sent you? What's going on? They're coming. Who is?
Oh snap. Whoa. What the heck? What the heck is this? Yeah, it's kind of crazy. Wait, did they just show the game title and I didn't see it? Oh, so it's gonna shoot somebody. Oh no! Not the baby. Oh, man. Hey, thanks for sparks, dude. What the heck is this game? Why is it reminding me of a TV series? Ugh. Oh god, like Village. The Village. That's like Village 5 or 6. Oh, it's Resident Evil, like 8 or something. Whatever number that is. Roman numeral. Oh, come on! What the heck, man? Was she zombie or something? How do they do that? Coming 2021. Wow, that was mean. Gotta go. See ya. Hope you have a wonderful day. Thanks, Pleasix. You too. Thanks for stopping by. Despite all the craziness that was going in the chat, couldn't read any of it or pick up with what was saying. Didn't seem like I needed to read it, any of it. It was negative. But whatever about that. That was earlier. What is this game? Hey, cool Corgi. How's it going, Oregon Eagle? Huh. Ah. Oh, jeez. Reminds me of Dead Space. A little bit. Or not. What, is the Earth on the moon, like in space or something? Is that something wrong with the atmosphere, or is it just got like a, oh, cat's a hologram. Oh, what's a little cat? Got a holographic cat as a pet. Thanks for those sparks, dude. Yeah, just spamming those sparks. What is this? Oh, what is that? Uh-oh. So they're not really on Earth. Well, that is weird. Whoa, what is going on? Holy crap. This game. Dude, even the sparks. Look though. What the heck is this? Ah! Oh, snap. Ugh. What the heck? Oh, now he's in space. Pragmata. Interesting. They're on the moon? Wait, hold on. How are you breathing in space?
Freedom.
That makes no sense. What? Nothing makes any sense to what I just saw there. Like some kind of force field thing and covering the whole planet. And the somehow breathing in space. Wait, is she an android? That little girl? Wow, that raises so many questions, that trailer. Made no sense to me. It's just a bunch of action going on there. PS5, there you go, look at that. That's the new logo, I guess. Studios. Huh. Sony Interactive Entertainment presents. What do you got here? Sony.
The old ones. 1,000 years ago.
I think I like know what this is.
They're great cities.
Some games they've shown us since E3 2019 haven't came out yet. Like Deathloop, for example.
Came new life.
What the heck is that supposed to be? What the heck? Hermit crab. Oh no, the fish.
And new dangers.
That doesn't look like a very good fish. Hey, it's this. It's this.
I must find a way to stop it.
Haha, you don't know either.
It will get worse and worse.
Wow. Weird. Look at unusual turtle.
Until it destroys us all.
You just love posting those emojis and sparks, dude. Jeez.
There's
Whoa.
nothing I wouldn't do to save this world. No depth I won't explore.
Pretty cool. This game seems neat. What they come up with and
No
create.
secret I won't unlock.
Even for just these cutscenes alone. Golly.
No barrier I won't cross.
Huh.
This mission is mine alone.
Huh.
If I falter, if I fail, there won't be anyone left to stop what's coming.
Whoa. Man. What the heck? The creatures. Oh, they all like robots? Remember from before? It's clearly a sequel to where the first game was. Yeah. Yep. Horizon Forbidden West. It's a sequel, isn't it? Right? Did they have the first one before this one? Does it look familiar?
But whatever comes.
What?
I will be ready.
That was Gorilla. Gorilla. I don't know if I said that right.
On behalf of the entire team at Guerrilla, we're happy to share the first look at Horizon Forbidden West.
We're continuing Elga's story as she moves west to a far future America.
To brave a beautiful but dangerous frontier masked
Oh.
with mysterious new threats.
Get ready to explore distant lands ravaged by massive storms.
And take on new, powerful machines as you return
to the majestic world of Horizon.
Stay
Full of
tuned for
machines.
much more. We can't wait for you to get your hands on it.
You never know. Maybe it will, or it could happen. Or maybe not. You never
to
know.
look forward to for the community. I think fans are going to be really pleased.
As a game designer and storyteller, this is incredibly exciting. We're talking a whole new generation of ideas and experiences that we can create for the player.
No matter where they are, no matter who they are.
New experiences like we've never had before.
More iconic, interesting characters, more atmospheric, immersive worlds for players to explore.
We want to wow players.
Expect the unexpected. And I, for one, can't wait.
Huh.
Can't wait.
We can't
Yeah,
wait to share them
interesting
with you.
move.
It's so exciting.
Incredibly exciting.
It's really about love
For the players and for the
As a developer, that's an amazing feeling to have.
Welcome to PlayStation 5.
Hey. Excuse me. Huh. Thank you. Yes, welcome. Thanks. Huh, what they said. Welcome, huh? That's PlayStation Plus. Excuse me. God damn it. That's PlayStation Live. What's going on? Is that the console? Console's morphing itself into existence. The blue and purple. The blue and black thing. What the heck am I looking at? What is that? Dude. What is this thing? Oh snap. Ow, excuse me. What the heck am I seeing? Like open waves or something. Like something I'm thinking of, but I can't remember what it's called. What? I'm like, is that the console or something? PlayStation 5 console? What? It is! Ooh, look at that. Looks pretty cool. That's the controller next to the console. Nice looking. Hello. Look at that. You're like, oh! Like, oh! That's the console! That looks pretty cool. Look at that. The design on it. Like the Xbox, the new Xbox console too. That looks kind of similar to the whole stand thing. I forgot what the new Xbox is called though. Is it Xbox Series 1 or something? PlayStation 5. That's pretty sweet. Look at that. That looks awesome. Cool. Look at that. Who knows? I might get one. Even though I never got a PS4 or 3 or 2. Nope. Kinda wish I did, but it never happened. Yeah. Because the last one I had was a PlayStation 1. Like, I played the old Spyro and Crash Bandicoot games when they released them as remastered trilogies. I played those. Dude. Side by side. Digital edition. There's a regular and there's a digital edition. Dang. I like that look on the controller though. Man. DualSense charge station. Instant camera. Man. Wireless headset. We need a remote. What the heck, dude? Man, this thing is... Wow. Look at that. Dang.
We hope you've enjoyed the first glimpse of our future today. You've seen our most striking console design yet, and you've seen games that can only be enjoyed with the full range of PlayStation 5's features and PlayStation, we believe in generational transitions, and we put years of work into making them happen. We want you to enjoy the unique benefits of moving from one generation to the next. Thank you for joining us. We're launching later this year, and we have tons more to share.
You're welcome.
Welcome to PlayStation 5.
No problem. Okay. Hey. Look at that thing. That's cool. It was awesome. That's a nice little digital event they had there. You know, it's... Oh, there's the new Spider-Man game. Ah, Sackboy. Yeah, look at all those games. Ah! It's like... That. They're machines. Animal, like machines. Ratchet & Clank. That weird game again. Yes, the digital version. Look at that. DualSense. God, look at all this stuff. Wow. That's a nice selection of games there. I know they're just trailers, but go for new though. Haptic adaptive triggers. Ah, like what is that game? Oh, nah, yep, that game looked creepy. Twisted. Yeah, look at all those. Yep. See every game. Ah, don't come at me. That food monster. The Demon Souls. Weird game. Sackboy running. Ah, Deathloop. Oh god, that little thing. The robot. Ah! Oh jeez. Oddworld. Ah! What the heck? Ah! What the heck? Oh snap. That is a female. You must be passing through dimensions. This is a female version of Ratchet and Clank. I think that's what that was. The female Ratchet and Clank. PS5 has no limits. Play has no limits. That's cool. PlayStation. That is cool.
There it is. Play has no limits. I guess that's the new tagline for PlayStation. Wow, what a pretty incredible event. The reveal of the PlayStation 5 hardware at the end there looks pretty interesting and cool. I want to see it in person. But a pretty incredible showcase of both big games from huge studios and also smaller studios inside of that presentation. There is a lot to unpack. And welcome to the post show. We're going to be recapping a lot of that news. We'll have a special guest joining us. A bunch of the developers you just saw there will be joining us to talk about some of the games that we got to see in that presentation. And of course, some top YouTube creators from around the world will join us to talk about it as well. Pretty amazing. My reaction is
that's what I just watched.
Excitement for a lot of the games that we got to see. Starting with Miles from
Summer Games Fest. That's what we just watched. For PlayStation 5 Future Games Preshow.
New Ratchet game. I think that was one of my favorite games in that presentation.
Yeah,
and then of course, New Horizon from Guerrilla.
Horizon.
First party titles, but then
PS5, the future of gaming. This is what we just watched.
Stuff from Capcom.
Before this one, then this.
Titles too, right? The Octodad guy is doing something new. There's so much to talk about. I don't even know.
I wonder when it's over, though.
Hardware is one of the most exciting things that we got to see.
Just end?
You were here for the pre-show. Everyone was kind of speculating what was it going to look like on the hardware side. Were they going to show it? Well, they did. Anyways, well, let's get right to reactions here, and we can all talk about this with some other folks.
Well, you saw my reaction here as I was watching
Danny,
this.
Jake, and Aaron, guys.
Cool.
Welcome back. Have you recovered? What did you think? Let's go around and get reactions. Danny, let's start with you.
Yeah, I think it would have been very different if we didn't get Horizon Forbidden West on the console at the end. It was really cool to just see it, to see all the peripherals they're going to have with it. It's a really crazy looking console. I can't wait to hear what Aaron has to say about it. I think they rounded it out. It was the sort of modern thing of like Sony spending a good bit of time showing indie stuff in the middle. You kind of couldn't tell what the full fat of the presentation was going to be. But yeah, I mean, they've shown us there's 2 specs for the console. Like, there's a lot to talk about here.
Yes, that's right. Digital edition, and then the main one, which I guess doesn't have the drive in it, so they've done an all digital version. Pretty cool. Lots to unpack.
Yeah.
Jake, what was your honest reaction to what you saw?
I was surprised about the amount of indies. It is really cool. Smaller titles. It seems like now the line is starting to blur, where if you didn't know who was making it, you would just think it was this like massive studio developing it. Really exciting. Also, for me, the game of the show was Resident Evil Village.
Oh yeah, that.
Perfect. I've seen Chris Redfield there, looking like actually Chris Redfield. Overall, I think it was a pretty good show.
Yeah, no, I mean a lot of stuff. As you said, we haven't even got into some of the games and all the details on that stuff. Aaron, you were watching diligently. What's the gut reaction from Game Grumps camp?
Look, I laughed, I cried, I had a religious experience as I was watching these.
What the heck? Funny.
I gotta say, I was a little disappointed that they kept teasing a new Blinks game, and there was no Blinks announced. So I think it's probably coming soon in the future.
That's funny.
And if you don't want me to get all hyped up about Blinks, stop putting orange cats in the trailers. Personal criticism. But yeah, a lot of cool stuff. I mean, Demon Souls remake looks amazing. Little Devil Inside, I thought looked really, really charming. And I'm super stoked for that. I mean, I literally wrote down like all of the stuff. I don't know if you can read any of that, but it was just like I was like, man, I'm running out of pages here. There was so much in this freaking trailer.
That is funny.
No, I said there was like so many games, and that's the thing. Is like the hardware by itself is a big reveal, and then you stack all those games in front of it. Danny, were there any I mean, there was a lot of stuff. I actually just tweeted like
kind of liked watching that
third-party stuff in there, and some people were saying, "Oh, this game is on all platforms." And from what I've heard, like Bethesda actually has done a deal of some sort where like Deathloop and Ghostwire Tokyo are going to be like console exclusive to PlayStation for a period of time, it sounds like, and things like that weren't even evident in the presentation. And I'm still trying to unpack all that. But from what I've heard, a lot of those games, even some third-party titles, not all of them, but some of them obviously have, special kind of relationships with PlayStation. So what stood out to you kind of game-wise across the gamut of everything, Danny?
Yeah, well, I guess we just finished our documentary on the history of Arcane and spent a bunch of time there. So it was interesting to see Deathloop on it because obviously Bethesda historically have had their own E3 event, it was that was probably the biggest third-party game, I feel like, and just a great showing. We sort of have an idea of what types of games they make at Arcane, and there was definitely elements of Dishonored in it, with the character basically using the blink power. Elements of Prey's fantastic DLC Moon Crash, or sort of side game Moon Crash, with the persistent sort of roguelike element to it, and just the style of it. Like that trailer, they completely nailed it, and it's fun to see a new IP out of Bethesda. We don't get them all that often, and there's just something about that game. I think it's kind of planets aligning for Bethesda. They have a lot of games that are quite popular with a certain type of player, and to me this feels like one that might actually break out into a bigger audience, an even bigger audience.
Yeah, so the first party group, has done some incredible games over the years. Seems, we got a bunch of stuff, even like there's a Astrobot, which sounds like that's going to be, when I was texting with some folks, and it sounds like that's going to be something that will come with the console, I think, is like a thing that will let you kind of like play with the bots and like, explore the controller. And everyone I've talked to, and I think some of the developers that are coming on will talk about this, the controller and the haptics and the whole feel of it and everything is something that the video can't capture. And apparently it's like really unique playing games on this system, which is hard to, they did a lot of showing, they didn't do a lot of telling. And I think that's the thing, is like people are going to discover that themselves as they go through it. But first party wise, we saw, open with, something new from Insomniac in the Spider-Verse, and then end with Horizon. Those were pretty powerful games. Is there anything that you guys were hoping to see that you didn't get?
I wasn't expecting anything myself.
I saw Square Enix and I was like, here it comes, baby. And then there was some dog, and I was like, there might have been a dog in Chrono Trigger. Was there a dog in Chrono Trigger? And I was like, I was really stretching. I was like, okay, well, maybe I forgot there was a dog in Chrono Trigger, and then it just wasn't.
Auto host list. Oh, thanks, dude. Much appreciated.
There was we didn't see anything from. I thought maybe I was holding out for something from Bend, like maybe that Siphon Filter comeback that people were looking forward to, or I mentioned at the start Elden Ring or something, but we did get a little bit of Miyazaki anyway.
Thanks.
With the Demon Souls remake, which I guess Blue Point are working on, who did this Shadow of the Colossus one, which was really good.
Yeah, no, exactly. Blue Point does incredible work, and that's pretty exciting to see. That looks incredible.
That was
some of this is, like, you see the trailers, but you want to know like exact details, right, on like what they're doing, how that's all put together, and everything. So, I'm excited to learn more about all the games across the board. What did you guys think of the console design? I mean, we've seen the controller. I mean, what I sort of love about it is it feels like it kind of stands on its own, right? It's almost like it feels like it's something you would see in like, Dubai or something, where it's like it has like a towering presence to it. But I'm curious, what did you guys think of the console design?
Hardware looking very much like a spaceship from the future.
Horse controlling would look close to the console. You think of that.
Make it feel like I'm looking at it and I'm like, yeah,
PlayStation's alright. I don't hate it, but of course I don't hate it. Like, I used to play the PlayStation back then. PlayStation 1 at least.
And I'm kind of
I don't know, I just never got PS2 or 3 or 4.
That's one of those ones that
just never happened.
I'd be interested to see how it plays.
It's alright.
Put it the other way or whatever. I mean, Danny, what was your take on the overall look?
I don't have a preferred console or anything like that.
Generations.
To me, it's all about the games, not the console. But
it's just minimal and part of the TV setup. This is the
that's how I feel about it. Doesn't matter.
Like, it didn't have the
PlayStation, Xbox, I'd still play on it. It's just the games that matter.
Consoles don't date as sort
it's all about the
badly
games.
or as well as they used to.
Oh,
This one
VR.
feels like it's very much of an era. So I'm fascinated to see what
Play
people think. I'm
lines
also
and
fascinated
stuff, then hold the controller
know what we
anymore.
think of it 10
Yeah, I
years
know
from
what you
now, 'cause
mean.
it's a pretty wild design,
VR.
way wilder than I was expecting.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I mean. Like, it's definitely like it's out there.
Like
right?
those MMOs we see in
Unfortunately, I don't have it here to
TV shows or movies.
Even the controller, I just want to hold, right?
Wasn't there an anime Sword Art Online thinking that, oh, VR would be like that in the future?
Aaron, what was your take on like that?
That's funny.
And, like the look of the console, the controller, like that whole package. Was it like an object?
Fight in GTA.
Aspirations for you?
That's funny.
I'm so pleased that it is just like
Swing arms around.
like criticism, and it's not. I'm so pleased it is a total abomination.
That's like what they were doing with the Wii or Kinect.
And wacky, and I really
without a controller. Yeah.
Sweeping shots of like the inside, where it's like get a look at all the angles.
It's like a step before VR, basically. Yeah, it was before VR.
And just to be like, look at this thing, man, this is ridiculous. And
now VR is just an even more immersive experience.
Because I'm all about.
It'll happen someday in the future.
Versions, I'm like,
until it turns into like the Matrix all of a sudden, virtual reality. Not just for gaming, but for other stuff too. Not kidding. That's what they're doing with virtual reality.
Of all this stuff, right? So they sold the dream, but is there a price now if they come out and say it's $500?
Because right now it's like the Atari, for VR right now. VR is like this is like the Atari of VR right now.
Like those 4K, 4K Blu-ray player now is set you at least £100. So I feel like they have their out, like they'll have their cheaper version of it, and then $599. To be honest, like $599 feels probably right.
Yeah, hopefully we'll drop some. It's going to be amazing picture view, QP and dodging linemen and throwing.
And they'll have like
These are vice versa for soothing.
Or something like that.
Yeah?
Yeah, that's right. He's right. You take the drive out, maybe it is up cheaper. What do you think, Jake? It's like $499?
Maybe, and I think kind of what Danny was saying, like the fact that they're introducing 2 SKUs might show that they're aware that it's going to be expensive, and it might scare people a little bit. So better give people
console
2 options to kind of soften that blow,
It's a good point. You're right. That's the thing. And there's obviously rumors that Xbox might have 2 versions as well, but they've only talked about one. And so yeah, at the end of the day, like this.
Oh yeah, I see what you're talking about.
They sort of sold the dream, right? And like, here are games. Here's a beautiful, object of desire. It feels like an art piece, right? I mean, it really looks like something that you would want to own and covet. And now, see when they rip off the Band-Aid. Was there anything in the presentation that you guys were underwhelmed with or surprised with? Like I was hoping that Horizon was going to look great, right? And I think there were enough rumors like probably something was happening there. The Ratchet and Clank game I thought was like amazing, and that's something that like this world needs, like kind of bright, fun games out there. And it felt like a Pixar. I mean, the Ratchet games have always looked amazing, but this one just like the gameplay looked like absolutely incredible, and I was really really excited.
This.
Yeah, at one stage it looked like
I don't really think you'd have to do a full spin for a spin move. That's some kind of juke movement.
They're fantastic.
You'd have to learn.
I think what was really interesting about this was not just how good it looked, but I guess it was the first time we saw the demonstration of the ability of that SSD to really load stuff fast, because they were jumping from entirely different tile sets, every 5 seconds at one stage. So that was an impressive part of it from a technical perspective, anyway.
Yep. No, you said that's the thing is like, how does this SSD and the technology really kind of change the game experience? And I think we saw a lot of stuff. There wasn't a lot of talking, so I think part of what we'll get hopefully from
people looking like they are in Phoenix Revolution.
Controller, how does the SSD, as you said, allow bigger levels and more content being streamed into the level in real time?
You're talking about VR in the chat, and they're talking about the PS5 games and everything.
Go back to grade school here.
That's funny.
How would you grade the PlayStation presentation today?
Who knows? I may get PS5. You never know. Maybe not.
That's putting the pressure on.
Probably get Spider-Man game at least.
It felt like it was perfunctory in a way.
Because I never had any of the previous PlayStations. That's the thing.
We were expecting.
It could happen.
They didn't put a foot wrong, which I think in many
still pretty
ways
cool games though.
Yeah, one thing that someone said online I think is fair is understanding kind of like what's coming for launch, when are things coming out, right? And I mean, there was a lot of 2021s in there, and it's like I think the Miles thing, it sounded like that was I think it said holiday 2020.
No, it was a trickle down effect and leading someone like the Tesla guy to an event in Tesla VR.
But I think that's one thing people were wondering. It's like, well, hey,
yeah, I get what you mean.
But it felt like stuff was at least near term, I didn't see a lot of stuff there that felt like it was like 3 or 4 years off, right? And that's sometimes what happens at these console reveals is you see like
This is just the beginning of VR right now. I know what you mean. I know what you're talking about. Elon Musk. Yeah.
All right, so B+ from Danny. Jake?
I would also say a B. Definitely because I could have used maybe one more like blow down the doors, like oh my god, scream in the room. Also
funny.
I wanted more demonstrations like Ratchet, like showing this new hardware at work, doing this crazy stuff where the worlds are really see what developers can do harnessing this stuff. So I could have used a little bit more like face value examples.
Just getting rid of corruption and save the earth from destruction.
Some people had said leading in like how much gameplay was going to be shown, right? And we saw like a lot of trailers. We certainly saw gameplay within the presentation, but we didn't see the 10-minute playthrough of a level or something, right? Which sometimes at E3 someone will pick up a controller and you're right, like even the first party games, like there were trailers versus like let's show you a 10-minute demo of Horizon or something. So that's something that I think it's a fair point of like how much you really want to see those demos, but it's also I think the start of the story and these.
This is chaos. We are in the meantime.
Demos and content. Of
all
those.
right, sure.
So that's a good point. So a B from Jake.
I think VR already exists. But yeah,
Aaron,
B+.
What do you think?
Dude, I would say like A+, because we got some sick, like we got Bug Snacks, which had Caro Bonita doing the theme song, which was super nice and looked adorable.
He's coming on
funny.
In a minute. We're gonna talk about that.
Oh, sweet. Little Devil Inside looks so cool. I'm super excited for that.
I hadn't seen that game, and I usually have like a pretty good read on stuff. And I guess I was looking up in presentation, it's like a Kickstarter or a team out of South Korea, but like it was announced and then no one had seen it because it was or I hadn't seen it, and I saw that it was like new for me to show. So I thought that was really
think
cool.
NASA uses it more on military, and they don't want humans to have access to the
I did say I would give it an A+, but there was a lot of blinks. I know I'm harping on this, but they were getting me really excited for Blink the Time Sweeper, and there was no blinks, so that gets really gets rid of the plus sign. And then
he's an Xbox character. You
think
dude, I mean, why not? Right? Like, this is the time for blinks. We got all these time loop games. It's the perfect. Anyway,
he's right.
And
maybe Raptor should be a time sweeper.
Oh, it's still a danger to the power.
There's a cat in that, I think.
Yeah, that's a really cool game. Yeah, out of France. With the cat. That's Stray, which is like really really cool. It's like looks good.
I'll check it out to try to get those blinks vibes. But there was again no Chrono Trigger and no Guitar Man, so I'm gonna go B.
Oh wait, I thought you said A+. No.
I was almost A+, but the lack of blinks, the lack of Chrono Trigger, and the lack of Guitar Man. I don't know, man. I'm feeling a little empty-handed.
So we got a B+ and 2 Bs, I guess. Yeah, no, it was again. I will say, given the level of expectation, I think they did a pretty good job.
All around yourself.
I know this with Game Awards. You
come out of your cell phone though.
Everyone's like, "Where's GTA 6 and where's X and Y and
sci-fi and fiction?"
Like, it was a pretty good lineup of stuff.
People can talk like in real life.
There will be more news to share in the months ahead. But I thought, especially under these circumstances with the pandemic and everything going on, that was able to come together that way. Great. And Xbox will do something in July, and we'll have more stuff coming in August at Gamescom. And I think it's going to be exciting to see kind of the ramp up in cadence. But pretty cool event overall, I thought. For what gamers wanted to see. So, guys, thanks for hanging with us and watching live here on YouTube.
Yeah, I think I'd give it a B too.
If only we could pull up our PlayStation 5.
That's funny. I can see that. I think I'll have one.
On my desk, and it kind of looks like
it.
What is that?
Controllers now. They got the triggers.
Is that an Xbox?
All right.
What is that PlayStation? I couldn't tell. That's funny.
Have you guys with us. There. We'll see you. Maybe we'll see you next month. We're gonna do this again.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, it's been around for years.
Yes, that's when Blink.
One day all the stuff will come through. It could happen. Yeah.
They have a month to get that trailer going. So. I'll let Phil Spencer know. All right. Thanks, guys, for joining us for our live show. And now we've got some special guests coming by. Some of the games we've been furiously I probably saw me. I was texting and talking to people because we've been furiously booking developers to come by here and tell us about some of the games. So what we're going to do for probably about the next hour is talk to a number of the teams that you guys got to see in that presentation come by and tell us a bit about their games and about what it's like
I
working
don't know if I'm gonna watch that.
5. So this
Maybe.
is all coming together kind of in
I
real
was
time
watching
here,
a movie
but I
yesterday,
think for the first
and the
guest, we
person
are going
put
to
a
head all the
full-size
way,
thing in a
it looks
microwave,
like over to
and then a
Copenhagen, I
turkey
think,
was
right?
made in
With
3
the team,
seconds.
with Travis and the
It's
team from
all I
Hitman
think.
3.
Okay.
It's late over there, so we thought we'd bring these guys in first to talk about their
Huh.
big
I think
announcement.
I've seen something
Hi
like
guys,
that
how you
before.
doing?
Hey Jeff.
Look at that.
Hey everyone, we're doing really well here.
Well, congratulations on the announcement. We saw Hitman 3 in the presentation coming January 2021, so we're not going to have to wait long. But first of all, thanks for joining us so late at night over there. But I'll just kind of turn it over to you guys and tell us a bit about this game. We got to see obviously the trailer and then a little hint of the gameplay. But yeah, tell us about 47 and kind of what we can expect from this game from you guys.
Well, first of all, thank you so much for having us. So Hitman 3 is the
I thought it was going to be done after this whole PlayStation thing ended.
We will,
now they're
of
just
course,
going
take
over
players around the globe on a fantastic adventure to rich, lovingly handcrafted, sprawling, immersive, living, breathing sandbox locations.
Yeah, absolutely. This time around, 47 is really going in on being a ruthless professional. And what we're saying about it this time is that he's on the most important contracts of his entire career. You've got to look there at the trailer. We saw it, of course, on the show as well. And really, the team have done an awesome job delivering not just the cinematic trailer, but also a little look at the gameplay as well. The announced trailer is really the one where we show the tone of the game. Hitman 3 is a much darker game than the previous two in the trilogy. You know, with Hitman 1, that was about 4 years ago now, that was very professional. It was sort of 47 at the peak of this game. And then with Hitman 2, we looked at things being a little bit more playful. That's where we brought the briefcase back and a lot of features that people love from the previous games. Hitman 3 really sort of cranks it up a notch, where this is sort of, it's much more dark, it's much more mature, it's much more serious. It's, as far as said, it's the last game in the trilogy, so this is where sort of the storyline for these 3 games comes to a real conclusion.
Wow. Well, it looks amazing. Tell us a bit about, PlayStation 5, since you're in the presentation. Like, do you guys, do you know the console's gonna look like that, or is that a surprise for you too?
Oh, that's what we're talking
beautiful.
about. Yeah.
It's such a beautiful package.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, it looks amazing. So,
Really
and so tell me a bit about, for live developers, about the controller and the haptics and all that. Can you maybe talk about, like, the SSD, the controller, like what excites you as developers about
how much more of this is there?
What you're going to be able to do on the next gen with this game that you haven't been able to do before?
Well, Hitman is incredibly complex. It is so systems rich, and our team is amazing at pushing all of the systems. So it's fantastic to have this powerful technology where we can continue to push all of our systems without having to pull back.
Yep. So is it something where, the levels and the SSD, like we're going to have larger levels on this, or can we talk a bit about sort of the gameplay experience and what will make it sort of truly feel next gen when we play it next year?
I think one of the really cool things that we saw in the Dubai trailer was that, we've got this huge skyscraper that you can go to, and we're actually up in the clouds, where it's also, from the trailer you can see it's really, really exotically built with with lots of glass, where you can fully see a lot of times outside, and you can actually traverse outside of the building as well. Where you've got the sort of audio effects of the wind and 47 moving as you would expect it to do. And it really allows us to sort of, as far as said, push things further and sort of really sort of not be as restricted in the sort of imagination that we have of thinking, if we want to make a Hitman level with all of these things, what can that look like? And of course, the power of next gen allows us to sort of really push those boundaries, push those limits, and make a game that's as complex as Hitman even better.
Yeah, no, it's exciting to see where you guys are going to be able to take this as a team. Let's talk a bit about, building this game this year under these conditions with the pandemic and everything, getting your trailer ready and announcement. How has it been like developing the game this year?
It's been extraordinary. I mean, we have 2 studios in Copenhagen and Malmo, and we had been producing the game out of both studios. So before we all went working from home,
You're
in
leaving. I'll
mid-March,
see you later,
we had
dude.
already been
Thanks for stopping
practicing,
by, Oregon.
you know, how to
Evil.
collaborate from different locations, and we had
Get your
already
hand
evolved
out.
our
Oh,
communication
that's what you're trying to tell me.
So we were extraordinarily lucky. We were working from home for about 2 months. And for the last month or so, we've been slowly coming back
Oh,
to
you're
the
not
studio
okay.
in stages.
I was like, what
The
were you
team is
posting
incredibly
there?
resilient and so strong. And I feel that it's just been a real gift for me personally to see the team come together
Threw me off
while working
there.
apart.
Yeah, just different
It's been
emotes.
really extraordinary.
You haven't
Yeah,
used those
and you
much.
get pulled the
Yeah.
ball with like a January release date next year, because we saw lots of games with years, but it feels like it's coming soon. So you're pretty far into development right now.
We are deep in it.
All right. Well, that's exciting. Well, I can't wait to see you know, more on this game. I love that you gave us a glimpse of the gameplay, and also you guys
On
always do
Hitman
incredible
3.
trailers for Hitman stuff. So yeah, we're excited to learn more. Anything else that we should keep in mind is we still need to dissect all the information coming out. There have been so many games that got announced. But anything else that you think is important for folks to know about the game that they might not realize from what you did in the presentation?
I think there's some really cool things that we're doing in terms of the locations this time around. So in the first trailer during the show, you know, you got a small glimpse at some of the places that we'll be going all around the world. They've all got a very different vibe. They've all got a very different feel. And I think one thing that's really cool that I like as well is that, you know, we are talking about the story of this trilogy coming to a close. So we're really building on making sure that the narrative is in some ways more front and center than it's been in the previous 2 games. But at the same time, of course, making sure that, you know, we always say sandbox is king. So freedom of approach, everything that you would expect from a Hitman sandbox is absolutely there. And at the same time, we're mixing that in with the important story elements being woven together. And I think players are really going to like that, to sort of see 47's journey through this game unravel both through the story, but also through their own sort of their playthrough, and how we can celebrate them for playing the game in their own way, and also being able to enjoy the closure to the story, the dramatic conclusion, as we call it. It's I think it's something that players are responding well to.
I love that, especially PlayStation fans. I mean, the idea of like narrative is so interwoven, I think, into that brand, and obviously 47 has had a long and storied history of amazing adventures, and sounds like January 21 we'll get the next ones. Well, guys, thanks so much for joining us. I know it's late there, and I'm really excited about the announcement, and I'm sure throughout the summer we'll be hearing more on the game. So good luck, and hopefully we'll see you in person sometime before January if we're lucky.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks. There is tons more to come. We've got lots to say about Hitman 3, so we'll be doing that through the next 2 months, all the way through till January 2021, as you said. So cool.
All right. Well, yeah,
awesome.
We've got Summer Game Fest going on throughout the summer, and Gamescom and stuff.
Yeah,
so I'm
Summer
sure we'll
Games
see
Fest.
you guys again, and we can't wait to see more on the title. Thanks for staying with us, guys, and have a good night.
All right.
Yeah, you too. Thank you.
Much.
Bye-bye.
Thanks, guys. All right, so that's the big news. Hitman 3, one of the many games that got announced during the PlayStation press conference. I like looking at screenshots. There's so much going on, so much excitement with these events. But I gotta say, for me personally, it was a bit unique to watch this like live on YouTube, because I'm usually in these venues or in a studio where we're doing these live shows. So it was kind of fun to just watch it like you guys do on YouTube and see all the commentary and everything. And there were certainly millions and millions of people watching live on YouTube today, which was really exciting to see come around it. All right, we've got more developers coming by to talk about PS5, so we're going to move right on to our next guest. And this is a guy that you may remember was on stage with me at the Game Awards last year for Godfall. Really excited to have Keith Lee back with me from Counterplay Games.
Godfall.
Announced
Going
the
to
game
go
with
to
us,
bed.
at the Game
Have a
Awards,
good rest of your night. Good night.
PlayStation right in
All
there.
right. Good night, dude.
5,
Thanks for stopping by.
Speculated maybe you guys were going to show up in the video. And
It's in the afternoon for me, but you have a nice night, dude. Thanks for stopping by.
So,
Much
Keith,
appreciated.
great to see you, man. How do you feel?
Great. Thanks for having us.
Really appreciate it.
Yeah, no, we're really happy to have you back on again. We started this story at the Game Awards around
Got loud all of a sudden.
you know, teased a little bit of it.
With Godfall now.
We got to see more of it. So maybe
Like how much more of this art is there
today about Godfall for the first time.
Yeah.
Well, first of all,
like, will this end at 5 or something?
To showcase that our game is a hybrid of a loot-driven action RPG, but then combining that with a third-person real-time melee combat.
Talk about this game now.
So
Whoa.
our game is unique in that it's one part skill-driven, but also one part gear-driven.
Huh.
And we're able to leverage a lot of the features
of
PlayStation 5. And you're going to start to see a lot more in the upcoming months. And we've been working a lot with the DualSense, as well as some of the 3D audio, and exploring how that can make the sensations of melee combat be expressed a lot more on this new console.
Yeah.
Jeez,
tell me about the controller, since none of us have been lucky enough to hold one. I assume you guys have some in the office and have been working with the haptics. And when I talk to developer friends, everyone keeps discussing how incredible it is, and it's just so unique with this haptic feedback. And again, you know, I can't describe it because I haven't had a chance to try the controller. But how does it feel? How is it different than current controllers? How are you using it?
I've been using the controller quite a lot, and the two big areas that stand out from the previous generation controllers is the resistance on the triggers, and also the high performance stereo rumblers that are on the haptics for the controller itself. Now, with the trigger, what you can now do is actually use different weapons and to be able to create a different sensation if you're using a longsword versus a bow versus using a great sword or a hammer. The area that we're also really excited for is the rumble and the way that the vibrations work, because they're stereo.
What's it do with the controller?
Is for the first time when you're sliding and dodging, you can actually feel different surfaces of
that controller,
versus sand versus
what they do with it now.
There's the ability to
it does look neat.
Environmental sounds. We want to have the sensation.
Can you hear me okay?
The clash of steel.
Am I louder than this?
When you're hitting an enemy.
Right.
The one functional area that we've been exploring is enemy hit spatial.
Probably, right?
Because now, for the first time, you can feel if an enemy that's off screen can hit you on the left side or on the right side.
Slightly louder than me, I see.
Do a warning
How about now?
So that if an enemy is not in front
of you,
than me, you can actually hear them about to hit you by using the vibration. And of course, our game has a shield.
Let's talk about the combat with the controller. Almost equal, huh?
Where we can use the resistance to trigger different types of abilities, and of course to express the weapon classes that we have in our game in a different way when you swing them.
That's fascinating. Like, I feel like it's
the combat with the game controller.
The team used to be like Rumble programming. Tell me, like, how
more voiceover.
Are people dedicated now to just programming the haptics? Like, it feels like that's like integral now to development.
Because it wants to be louder than me. I don't want to be louder than it.
Developers have full understanding of how to even design each of these vibrations. So you can imagine they're almost like audio waveform files that get inputted and ingested based off of the sound that you hear. And then now we can simulate the gravel. We can simulate all the different types of metals that you hit and shape and sculpt that to feel right for you tactilely. So there's really no end.
With a controller.
Technically, you can have actually almost every vibration, every sound to do a different cue. So it's just more of a balance of what you want to elevate and accentuate in the game to reinforce the sensation of being in combat. Without being too tiring either. Because if you're using a bow and your most high damage bow pull requires you to pull it back for 10 seconds and you have to hold the resistance very high, you want to make sure that it feels special, that you're not doing it frequently as well. Otherwise, you might actually be getting a bit of a workout.
You're getting me even more hyped about the controller and how it's all going to feel. And again, like, we're in this weird state, you know, post-quarantine where, like, we can't actually go hands-on with this stuff or talk about it, so we just have to trust you. But you definitely have done a good job selling with the haptics and the resistance with, like, steel on steel, and how does that feel? And I mean, that's really exciting. Talk about the maybe the audio a little bit, because that's another thing that's probably hard to experience. But
yeah, it's
Tempest Engine, Mark Cerny talked a lot about that.
Sounds neat.
How is it? Are you guys using that, or how does
I know.
the game?
I was like, how long is it till it's over?
The environment sound different on PS5.
For 3D audio, one of the areas that we
actually only been shooting for 2 hours, to be honest.
To give you a sensation of enemies coming up behind you, to also warn you.
It's only been 2 hours, almost 3 hours into the stream.
DualSense controllers. Secondly, we want to even simulate the idea of a sword passing through you, or
I guess, because I thought it was going to be done after the,
enemies are shooting from a different distance. So.
But how are you doing?
Here, especially for a melee combat game where the camera is over the shoulder, you have limited view.
Let's talk about the melee combat.
We can leverage haptics as well as 3D audio
for
to immerse you is pretty much endless. So to us, it's about how much time we have to be able to do some of the coolest things that we want to do in the next few months.
Yeah, well, it was great to see I know you'd put out that one little sliver of gameplay that we had seen at the end of the year. But, it's great to see so much action kind of happening on screen with this game. I know, there'll be more to share in the months ahead around it. But you guys sounds like are on track. We'll see this game later this year.
That's pretty cool.
Yes, we will be out. Holiday 2020. For a PlayStation 5.
Yeah, I like the combat in there.
Oh, well, it's, again, it was fun to have you on stage at Game Awards. I miss seeing people and having the energy of a crowd, but I thought today was really exciting and nice to see you guys in there. We'll see more of you in the months ahead as we lead up to PS5 launch. But yeah, congrats to you and the team. I know this has been a passion project for a long time, and it's nice to see. We're honored to have you at Game Awards, but then also have more in the PS5 event today.
Who wasn't Game Awards like this?
Are feeling good, and I'm sure
the Game Awards in 2019.
Have been developing remotely, I guess, for the past couple of months, right?
We have. One interesting thing about Counterplay Games is that we started the company several years ago to work remotely, and people thought that we were definitely pretty more on the crazy side to be able to work on a AAA title completely remotely. So given the events this year, we were able to transition very smoothly at the flip of the switch. And
we're done with this after
the processes and some of the
little
decisions
digital
that we made to work completely remotely has been really
but we're still kind of going on with
moving
this.
Forward, this is a new model in which we can build.
Because I wasn't sure where to stop, basically.
Okay, well, looks like you got a nice setup there, and I'm sure you probably have your.
Probably gonna go eat something after this.
we
it's
have
all
some
over.
In the other locked room. Yeah, we have a few in our little.
Extra sparks, dude.
Over here.
I was gonna say maybe that actually should have been my whole mission of the post show is get to someone to hold up a DualSense. We'll see if I'm all right. Well, it looks like I'm not getting you to do that, but Keith, great to have you here to talk about Godfall and Counterplay.
Give me a snack on something. Yeah, here we go.
The game and hopefully checking it out this holiday season because it looks phenomenal.
You never know.
Describe haptics to me. It's like my mind is going crazy with.
Who knows? I might play that game. Maybe.
You're a good salesman.
You never know.
I'll give you that. And your game, Godfall. So Keith Lee, Counterplay. Thanks for joining us live here on the YouTube Summer Game Fest post show. Awesome. All right. Keith, thanks so much for joining us. We have more developers coming by to talk about more games. And one of the things that I really admired about Sony's presentation today, and I think it's a trend across the industry now. They're trying to do it at Game Awards. I know Xbox tries to do it, is include independent games as part of these big presentations. And one of the things I honestly miss right now is being able to travel around the world and meet a lot of these developers. And typically after E3 every year, I spend a lot of the summer in Europe visiting game teams and meeting small teams and developers who dream of one day being on a stage like the Game Awards. And it's really important to me that we can discover those games. And I thought Sony did a really admirable job today, including obviously some of the biggest franchises out there with Spider-Man and Horizon and Resident Evil, and a lot of smaller games as well. But, who would have thought like this futuristic game Stray would have been, featured in this presentation? But there it was.
Yeah, that was weird.
So, anyways, we're going to go on now to another one of the games that got announced today that you probably haven't heard of, but Salim is joining us to talk about Goodbye Volcano High.
Goodbye Volcano High.
Hey, how's it going? I'm good.
It's going pretty good. Congratulations on your moment there. That must have tell us a bit about your background and like having this game announced and shown like with PlayStation. Like, how does that? I think a lot of aspiring developers, they're like, how does that even happen? Like, tell us the story.
Yeah, it's wild. Honestly, I don't even know if I fully processed how I feel right now, since this is like such a huge moment for us. We've been making games for almost 8 years now as a small, tiny indie studio in Montreal, as a workers' co-op where all the team members own the studio together. And we've just been like fully dedicated to being just making whatever we believe in any way that we can, and really putting ourselves in our games. And so to get to this point and to be recognized by a company like Sony and to get to show our game on the big stage, it's just an indescribable feeling.
Yeah, no, I love that, right? That you know, these games are showcased.
That does sound nice.
You know, a passion project for these smaller teams and a big moment, much like
I
love a game
what
where
is
we have
that?
sort of, you know, smaller teams that get to be up there on a 80-foot screen and the excitement around it. So tell us a bit about Goodbye Volcano High. You know, we know obviously it's got this kind of, you know, beautiful kind of animated feel to it. I think a lot of people want to know. Well, tell me, like, what it like. Tell me how does that animation relate to the game?
What is
does the
this?
style play like? What can you tell us about sort
I
of
know it is.
the vision of what this property is and what the game
Interesting.
Yeah, totally. So we're gonna talk a lot about the game over the coming months and reveal a lot more about it. But basically, it's a cinematic narrative game. So we got a lot of questions already on Twitter of like, is this a visual novel? And we're like, no, it's not.
What are you
but
doing?
It's inspired by them. But every shot is animated by us. Every shot is unique. It's so like handcrafted. We're putting so much effort into making it feel as cinematic as possible.
You are these emojis.
Really like really inspired by making something like a high-end animated
like
TV
co-op
show
goodbye.
play. So you get to have conversations. You get to choose how you're going to guide Fang through their journey in their final year of high school, and all of the things that come with that.
So it's told for like it's in that sort of style, kind of animated style. So it's told from that perspective, and then you'll kind of is it like
Going to go get something to eat? Yeah, all right. Talk to you later too, dude.
Yes.
I will
you're
after
not moving
this.
the characters. So every shot in our trailer is actually from the gameplay. So from a mix of cutscenes and conversations. So as you progress through the story, you just have different shots and different conversations.
That's new.
All like fully voice
So
acted, and you're choosing different dialogue options as you go through to decide how you want to like which kind of version of Fang you want to be and which storyline you want to follow.
Interesting. And is it told
That
as
is
like
interesting.
like an episodic thing, or just one experience, or?
Yeah, exactly. It's one experience. We have sort of chapters in the game that internally we call episodes, but the game is not episodic. It's you come out and you're going to have the full arc of Fang's story broken up into multiple chapters.
Interesting. I heard something that I was like thinking about, like who should I talk about the haptics at PS5, and someone's like, oh, you should actually talk to Salim about it. I'm like, that's interesting. Like I wouldn't have necessarily guessed haptics was going to play a role in this, but you're nodding, so I guess I'm not that off base. But yeah, tell me a bit about how are you using haptics in this game?
Yeah, so we're doing this thing that we call haptic storytelling, and essentially, I've been a big believer in haptics for a really long time. Like since I was a little kid, I was always so psyched to have like a rumble pack, or when I got my Dreamcast, and so it's been something that I've like really felt very strongly about, and having things like adaptive triggers and
talking about the controller
is
again.
amazing for storytelling, because we can do things as simple as you know, if you're in a tense moment where Fang is nervous, we can start having a heartbeat on the controller. Or if you're trying to make a decision that Fang isn't really ready to make and you're pushing them towards it, the triggers start to resist your choice selection, and you have to kind of press harder or do other actions that the haptics are kind of fighting with you. And so it's kind of an extension of the storytelling that's happening on the screen in your hands to make you feel like you are embodying Fang in that moment.
Wow, that's really interesting. All right, because yeah, again, all this haptic stuff, like, I mean, you're a gamer, like you've played with it. Like, is it that big a deal? Like, like I haven't. You know,
I don't know what I would say about
what is it? Does it feel like something completely new when you're doing this?
Yeah, I think especially having adaptive
because I had no idea.
Changes things for me from my
I
perspective.
don't even hold the controller for that.
Cool haptics have been You've seen them in other platforms, but I think that the thing about them is that when they're done really well, you shouldn't even notice it. You know, it should be something that's just heightening your emotional experience in the game. And if it's actually drawing too much attention to it, it's actually failing as a storytelling mechanic.
Huh.
Interesting. No, it's right. I think that's probably part of what you want to do is figure out a way to, you know, draw people in, but to not also like be distracting. I think sometimes haptics can also be like overdone, right? Because it's like it's trying too hard to sort of impress you with stuff, and it's like the subtlety is a little bit. I'm sure there'll be games that do way too much and do too little, and like it finds something new. But yeah, I think it's one of those ones that is interesting because you see that presentation, and you know you don't get any real sense of the haptics. It's so hard to show that visually. So it's kind of exciting that we can get see these games, hear about them from you guys, see these trailers, and then realize that there's sort of more layers and dimensions to it. So that's really cool. So you guys where are you at in development of the game? Like you're announcing it now, but how long have you been working on it?
So we've been working on it for the past 2.5 years, and we are coming out at some point next year. So I'm really excited about that.
I was gonna say, well, I said such a big moment for you guys to have this showcased in front of literally millions and millions of people on the PlayStation presentation. So I'm sure your phone's been lighting up with texts, and the team. How big is the team?
The team making this game is about 15 to 18 people.
Wow, that's cool. And all up in Montreal?
Yeah, some of our coworkers are actually around the world.
Okay, I was gonna say, and everything's virtual these days, so all the more reason. Exactly. But yeah, look, I appreciate you coming on, telling us a bit about the game. I'm sure we can follow you guys on social and start to find out more about it. I'm sure because you have lots to say if you've been hiding it for 2.5 years.
Absolutely. Thanks so much for having me.
Awesome. All right. Great to have. Got to get a Canadian developer in here, right?
That seems like an interesting game.
All right. Well, that was exciting. Another game that was sort of not expected, but really nice to see inside that PlayStation presentation.
Seems like a novel-based game.
Another game that falls in the camp of something unexpected.
I could be wrong.
Very fun. Aaron from Grain Crumbs was talking a lot about this at our post-interview.
What next?
Now we have Seth joining us to talk about Bug Snacks. By Young Horses, the guys behind Octodad. What's happening, Seth?
Hello.
Octodad.
Good. Very excited.
Hey, bro. Hey, CJ.
Keyboard there.
How's it going?
Yeah.
Let's start. With you guys obviously knew you were doing this.
That's still a live reaction stream.
So top secret and exciting.
Since E3's canceled this year, it's the Summer Games Fest instead. Over PS5's
pretty great.
digital event.
Honestly, like my phone like blew up immediately.
Doing all right.
And I was
that's
kind of,
good.
Like, trying not to tear up, while
E3
getting on here. So.
E3 didn't happen this year.
Millions and millions of
it's just what's called Summer Games.
A fun game. Shuhei Yoshida is one of his favorites.
So here's the Summer Games Fest.
Kyle Bossman was a fan too, I think.
May to August 2020. This is what I was watching.
Bug Snacks, tell us a bit about the game. I mean, it's such a
fun trailer.
Just ultimately grabs you
and YouTube's top creators to countdown to PS5 future games. And then this is a little digital event right here. PlayStation 5 reveals future games.
So basically,
I probably can't see on screen there, but I was just explaining it to you. Yeah, it's a live reaction stream. I've done one back when I did a live reaction stream over E3 in 2019. This is over for Summer Games Fest instead. For this year.
And you get there and no one is around.
I guess
you run into a couple of the characters, and Lizbert isn't anywhere.
I like doing them; they're fun.
Kind of discovering
like what the heck is this?
Meeting like this big cast of characters. We have like a 12-character ensemble cast. So you're meeting these characters, learning about Lizbert, and like interviewing them as you go, and then none of them seem to be able to catch Bug Snacks for themselves, so you kind of get
for that host CJ
for them. So you're exploring these like giant biomes.
Just says what up? Thanks for posting, dude.
There's a few of them, and just using
this game looks so weird.
Wacky physics traps
to
catch
wacky
snacks, and they all kind of have like a different.
Yeah, thanks.
Like a little bit of a.
Look at this! How weird this is.
observing the bug snacks behavior and trying to figure out exactly how you can lure them into your trap.
Looks so fun.
I'm kind of like to a point where I kind of wish this was all over because I want to go eat something.
That on a bunch of platforms, but also PS4.
I've been doing this for like
what's it been like?
2 hours, almost 3 hours now.
On my end, it's been
Gonna go hop in the shower and go to dinner with a friend. But I'm gonna leave a tab open for you, okay? Sure thing. Thanks, CJ.
I've been working on the haptics.
Have a good night. You have a good night too, dude. Thanks for stopping by. Much appreciated.
Pretty extensively, and it honestly, like, I'm very excited.
Octodad in the background there. See Octodad?
Let's talk. You got
Octodad.
Octodad there. You got your keyboard. So tell us a bit about the
right next
music.
to him.
Aaron was saying how excited he is about music and what you guys are doing musically.
Thanks for the follow. Oh, Sparks. Thanks. Much appreciated.
The tone of the music is very much like I'm using. It's very like screechy synths. Using a lot of
Octodad right next to him.
Fun instruments. I'm looking to the side because they're sitting next to me. But very much the vibe of the music of the song that Caro Caro Bonito did for the trailer is kind of the pocket that the game music is in it. It's just really fun, bright, and there's several different tracks for each area that you're in.
Yeah, it looks really fun and light and heartfelt, which is what we've come to expect from you guys and what the world needs right now. Where are you at in development of it?
We're getting pretty close to the end. We're starting to. Obviously, this is like a big milestone for us, but we can see the end of the tunnel. We're getting pretty close, and it's nerve-wracking and exciting at the same time.
Well, it's awesome to see that game in there. It was I gotta say I love some of the bright and colorful games, and there were a lot of violent games, but yeah, like Ratchet and Clank and Bug Snacks and all these things look like so fun.
That's
and
nice.
The diversity of games I think is really important to reach the widest possible audience. So we're really excited to see what you guys are doing with it, and we can't wait to see some more, which I'm sure will be coming over the summer. So
we're excited to share more.
I was gonna say you could just turn over right now and play something on your keyboard, but we didn't.
It's not plugged in yet.
Convenient excuse. All right, well, we'll do that. Maybe do that next time. But Seth, thanks so much for dropping by and sharing a little bit of info on Bug Snacks with us. We'll look forward to seeing more soon.
Thank you for having me.
Awesome. All right. Thanks very much, Seth. We're just rolling through people. This is just like E3 sort of in a way. Although we're all doing it virtually. I gotta say, personally, has been really fun for me. To be able to still do something a little bit like this. Early this year, I was kind of sad that I might not go to E3. Then there was an E3, and we didn't know how we were going to kind of gather and do this. And it's different, but it's been kind of fun. And again, this is like what we all live for, these big moments that get excited about the future of the industry. And no matter what your platform preference is, you have to look at what Sony did today and say, all right, that was like pretty exciting about the future of games.
It's all about the games for me.
And Xbox will do that in July, and hopefully we'll hear more from Nintendo soon. And there's a lot more coming.
Let's see what Nintendo does.
To some of the other things that will be happening this summer and later this year, and it's going to be a really good year, I think, overall for gaming fans. So don't worry, you might not get everything you want immediately at the start of Summer Game Fest, but give us until the end of summer, and I think there'll be some really exciting things happening. All right, our next guest coming in is Julian. We got a trailer, actually. We got an exclusive trailer for you guys to look at this next game, Tribes of Midgard. Check this out.
A trailer? Whoa, what the heck? What is this? Oh, snap. Thrive in the wild. What the heck? Oh, look at that building. Whoa. Become a fucking legend. Oh, snap. Whoa, okay. Leveling up. Starting to get Ragnarok. Oh, jeez. Whoa. Snap. Oh snap. Look at that. Oh. That looks like something I've seen before. Dang. What? Tribes of Midgard. Oh. Hey, yeah, hey, say hey to the deer. Coming 2021. Well, that was pretty neat. Wow.
All right. You didn't get God Award today, but you got Tribes of Midgard.
We're
excited to have Julian with us. Another Canadian developer. Just happens to be, I have to have a couple requisite Canadian developers in all my shows. So Julian Marotta is joining us to talk about all things Tribes of Midgard. Hey, Julian, how you doing?
I'm doing great, thanks.
Yeah, thanks for joining us here. Pretty exciting day for games and gamers around the world. Tribes of Midgard, we saw that trailer. This is something that, you guys, I know, have been doing some tests already on PC around this game and letting people kind of see and experience it. So for folks that may not be familiar with it, tell us a bit about what the game is.
Yeah, exactly. So in the Norse mythology,
mythology,
the apocalypse where the gods and the giants will fight against one another. At Northfell, we were really inspired by this tale, and we wondered,
that's cool.
What would it be like to be a human during those crazy events? And that was really the starting point of Tribes of Midgard, a game in which players will have to thrive in the wilderness and become a Viking legend in order to defend their village against enemy forces during Ragnarok.
Yeah. Doomsday, the apocalypse.
Beautiful art style,
for
really
Norse mythology.
Feel to it. Tell us about the gameplay and what the experience is when you're in the game and how you play it.
Absolutely.
Wow.
So
Yeah,
as you
what is
saw
that?
on the trailer, you can play with several players. So you can play up to 10 players, but you can also play solo. So the meta is
Little thing behind them in the background.
completely made for that.
Funny.
And as you explore the wild, you will gather resources, craft things, encounter merchants, all kinds of creatures that you can fight. You can specialize in a class. There is a whole lot to it. And all the while this is happening, what's important to remember is that there is the village which has a tree of life, Yggdrasil, at the center of it, a seed of it. And every night there is an attack that will occur on that village. So you need to get back and protect it. And all of the while this is happening, even more importantly, you sometimes have giants, proper Jotun, appearing in Midgard and walking towards your village to destroy the tree. So you have to take them down before they reach that village.
Doesn't work
Now, I know
anymore.
you've been doing some early tests on Steam with some fans, coming to PlayStation 5 as well. So tell us a bit about working on PS5 and how you're taking advantage of the PS5 for this game.
Yeah, absolutely. So something that was extremely important for us is the way we develop the game, and we call it continuous development. What we mean by that is that we develop the game right with the community right from the beginning, basically. So even though the game is not coming out before 2021, we actually did 3 closed alphas,
Look at that,
3
crazy.
betas, and 1 large-scale private test with our Midgardians. So that's our ambassador program. So you can definitely check it out. But that has allowed us to gather a lot of feedback and orient the development of the game based on what the community wants. And it has allowed us to get a lot of eyeballs too, and we have large streamers such as Orson already playing the game. So yeah, it's been great to be able to present the game at a very early stage before even coming out in 2021.
Oh snap.
Yeah, no, I love the look and feel of it. A lot of developers today in the push have been talking about the controller and the haptics. And can you maybe talk a bit about like how you're going to use some of the PlayStation technologies?
Yeah, the haptics is also my all-time favorite. I'm a big believer in controller vibration. So yeah, as Keith and Salim were saying, it's been great to play around with that. We have plenty of ideas, and we'll share more in the future. I can say that we've been discussing with Sony for a while, and they actually were really excited about a paper pitch for Tribes of Midgard back in 2018, and we've been discussing with them since then. And so that's why we've been with them. That's why we're with them now, given that we've been with them for so long before.
Yeah, well, it's exciting. It was a big day. What did you take your game hat off and just looking at the industry? Like, what did you think of the presentation? Because there was a lot of cool stuff in there, right?
Yeah, there was a lot of cool stuff, and a couple of games that came out that I'm really intrigued by. There is Kena, for sure. Ghostwire was one that really struck me too. But overall, I think, as you mentioned at the beginning of the show, having everyone, gaming industry come together for this moment, that was something very special despite all of the events around the world. So I think, yeah, in that sense, they did a great job. Job is achieved, and yeah, I couldn't be more happy to be partnered with them and with Gearbox, because that was also part of our reveal announcement, is that, yeah, we're partnering with Gearbox for this game.
Awesome. All right, so Gearbox, Godfall, and now also Drive Midgard.
It's all about
awesome.
the looting stuff, and the relationship with Gearbox has been fantastic. As we were getting more traction around Tribes of Midgard, we were looking for a partner to realize our vision, and being able to have constant exchange with Gearbox over the course of a year. We knew then that they were the ideal partner to actually get this done and carry out our vision. So yeah, we've been extremely happy with how things have gone.
Awesome. All right. Well, thanks so much for giving us a little sneak peek there at the game.
My pleasure. There is a lot more to come, and yeah, I can tell you to announce that the game is going to come out in 2021 on PS5 and PC, and that you can actually already wishlist it on Steam right now. Don't forget to follow us on all of our social media channel. And if you wondered what was that singing in the trailer that you heard and what were they singing, well, head over to Discord and our community manager will take care of you.
All right, I love it. You got some action items here for
nice.
Exactly.
Fantastic. All right, well, thanks so much for joining us, Julian. Really great to see the game today, and we'll look forward to seeing more in the months ahead.
Thanks,
Thanks, man. All right, one of the games Julian mentioned is a game that we're going to talk about now, Canna, and this you probably saw that in the presentation. Looks incredible. It's made by this company you probably haven't heard of called Ember Lab. And joining us now from Ember are the two brothers that you saw in the video, Josh and Mike, to tell us about what they're working on. So, guys, thanks for joining us here live for the post show. So, first of all, congratulations, guys. How does it feel?
Thank you. It's surreal, to be honest. The team's been working on it for a long time, and it's just been amazing to see the feedback and be able to actually share it with the world. Yeah, same.
I was going to say, got lots of art up there. We want to know more about it. So tell us about, there's so much to unpack here. It looks absolutely incredible visually. So I think everyone wants to know, what's the story of Ember Lab? Who are you guys? Who makes up the team? Give us a little bit of background.
For sure, yeah. We're a small team. We're about 15 people here in Los Angeles in the studio.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah.
Obviously, we were all working in the studio.
Concept art in the background.
So, our background's in film and animation, and we did a lot of
concept art in the background.
We switched over to games. So we were making, animated commercials for big global brands for a long time, and we always wanted to do our own creative content. And so in between jobs, we always took time to work on some passion projects. That started with a short film called Dust, and then probably where people might have heard us is from our Majora's Mask fan film. That was one of our passion projects that we did, and then right from there we jumped into developing Canna, and we were fortunate to be able to partner with Sony, and they've been huge champions of the game, and we've been in development for a couple of years now, and looking forward to sharing more about the game.
Yeah, it's amazing visuals. This thing that grabs everyone. It's like a team of 15s doing something that looks that incredible. So tell us a bit about your production pipeline. How is this? I assume is it Unreal or something, or how are you guys building this game? What is it?
Yeah, we're
how they're making it.
And even though our local team is pretty small, we have about, like Josh said, 15 developers.
There it is.
Artists and sort of teams around the world that we've been working with throughout the years, and so they really help support the vision and helping us punch above our weight class a little bit in terms of what we can do.
It's little tiny creatures.
Even though our internal team is
Ember Lab,
the outsourcing partners have been a big help to push the visuals for sure. But yeah, we're in Unreal 4.
Unreal 4.
It looks, incredible, and I love that you showed gameplay as well. So it just sort of a cinematic adventure. But let's talk about this game. Obviously, a new IP,
bow and arrow,
new character. This is the first game project that you guys are really doing, coming from a film background, but obviously big game fans if you're doing Majora's Mask fan film. So what kind of game did you want to build? Like, what is different about this game?
Yeah, I mean, it's, you know, obviously inspired by, you know, Nintendo, sort of like Disney, Pixar combo in terms of like
about that.
Drawn to.
That's
but
cool.
we wanted to, you know, capture, you know, a good story. There's a lot of emotional weight.
Look at that.
What's going to happen as you experience this game as a player.
Oh.
And then we're big combat fans, so we wanted to make sure our combat was on point. And the little creatures, little black guys, these guys, little rock creatures, is sort of like our secret sauce. You use them in everything from, like, you know, solving puzzles and manipulating the environment to engaging with enemies. So
that's like Pigman.
The kind of the rule book kind of flows like, the more you have, sort of the more tools you have in your pocket to kind of use against the enemies and manipulate the environment. So
that's cool.
These guys are kind of our secret sauce.
Look at that.
That's kind of what make the game special in my mind.
Yeah.
But yeah,
looks like there are a lot of things that make it special. It's I mean, I just look at like the fidelity of what you're doing, and you know, it looks like really fluid.
I like that combat.
Tell us about working on PS5. You know, we've heard about the SSD and the I/O, the haptics. Like, you guys have had a chance to work on this. Like, what is PS5 allowing you to do on this game that is unique, or you think kind of pushes the medium forward?
Yeah, I mean, definitely the haptics are a great fit for our game in particular, because she has a bow and you have a lot of environmental manipulation that's going on. So it's been a really unique experience to develop the haptics, and just allows the immersion to be expanded. That's something we try to do in all of our projects, is really make it immersive and in a way that feels completely natural. You know, the haptics are just a great, perfect level of addition that take it over the top. So it's been really fun developing with the haptics and looking at those tools, but maybe you can talk to more.
Yeah, I mean, the 3D audio is actually a big one as well. You know, just the sounds of the environment and, you know, pushing that sort of immersion as well. I think it's something that can easily be overlooked, but I do think that's going to be a pretty standout feature.
Yeah,
the haptics are, you know, the ones that, because it's, you know, the new cool controller and everything, and they're great. But I think it's the whole package. It's the haptics, it's the 3D audio, and then the SSD is pretty amazing. It does allow us to do a little bit more in terms of, like, you know, getting environments to stream in faster, not having to worry about, you know, those streaming volumes as much. And then for us personally, just getting more of the rock characters on screen was a big win.
That's pretty cool.
With a little more hardware power, you know, just all around, we were able to push their numbers up, because it was important for us to keep it one-to-one with what you've collected, you know, as much as we could. So.
Yeah, I could see that with the like rock characters. You said, like, it feels like there are a lot of them already, and I'm sure you get to a point where there are many of them. How do they? How do you control them, or how do you gather them? Like, tell us a bit about the mechanic of, like, how you interact with those characters.
Yeah, so you basically, you know, you start off with 0 of them, and you kind of grow them over the course of the game. They are persistent, so, like, as you collect one, he's like part of your group forever. And there's a couple modes of control. There's, like, what we call, like, rot action, which is like it's really useful in combat. It's your way to, like, quickly send the group or part of the group to attack an enemy or to interact with an object. And then we have a couple different modes of more, like, tangible, which wasn't in the trailer, but more tangible interaction points where you can form them.
It is kind of like Pigman.
You can manipulate them.
This game here.
Grow the environment, or
what they're doing.
Things like that. So it's a little contextual, a little bit of sort of like control, depending on the situation and what object you're interacting with.
Yeah. They also enhance your abilities. So
right.
You can, in combat, they're great because you can, you know, add them into your abilities. You know, charge up, enhance Canis bow or melee attacks and things like that. So
yeah,
they're pretty versatile, and they come alive in the environment. You know, the team's done a great job integrating them into the world really well. So, you know, you got this posse following you, but then you also see them kind of, you know, going to interesting things in the environment. You know, playing around in fountains, doing very silly, fun stuff. So their personality just is exploding everywhere. But they really just kind of bring this journey to, like, more of a collaboration between you.
Yeah. Whenever we can, we try to, like, do, like, you call it, like, alley-oop. So, like, the rock god do a thing, and then the player has to follow up. So that's sort of like when that's working, it feels the best. Yeah.
Yeah. No, the ambition of what you're doing is incredible. How are you telling the story? Like, obviously the cinematic, you know, look was incredible, but, like, are there cutscenes, or is it all in engine, or are you doing it with voice? Like, how are you kind of taking us through this world?
Yeah, it's a mixture of both. So we do have, like, you know, cutscenes. And then there's a lot of, you know, in-game narration that happens, in sort of, like, you know, a big part of the loop is, we didn't go too much into the story, but a big part of the loop is, as Kana, she's kind of like come to this.
I don't want to explain too much.
And there are lots of spirits that are trapped here, people that need help moving on. So that's what she does. So a big part of the loop is uncovering the mystery of what happened to this abandoned village, and then why these characters are stuck here. So the kids that are featured heavily in the trailer, they kind of like pull you into the narrative, but then from there it kind of branches out, and there's a decent amount of other characters that you're going to be interacting with and learning about how all their stories are tied together.
Oh, bow and arrow.
Wow. Yeah, I keep looking at this trailer, and you expect this to be from a massive, studio, and the fact that you guys you're doing this is really, super impressive, and exciting to see like a new IP that looks so fresh and so visually dazzling, which is great. So where are you at in development of the game right now?
Yeah, the end is in sight. We're targeting holiday this year to release.
There you go.
And it's been a long time coming. We've been in development we're in our third year right now. So
third year.
It's been a long road. COVID and everything is with everyone. Changes things. And,
right.
Adapt, but it's just it's been a process. So.
No, I think people hear holiday, like that's exciting. And I think one of the things that I'm just realizing and talking to a lot of the developers is that a lot of the games shown today, like they're not things that are 3 or 4 years off. It feels like it's stuff that's in the near term, at least in the next year or two, which is nice to see. And sometimes I feel like you set the bar so far and so high that it's like, hey, we're announcing it and it's coming in 5 years. The fact that you guys are saying, hey, this is real and a game of that fidelity is coming this holiday, especially even they said, given the pandemic and the world we live in right now, is pretty incredible. So yeah, you did a good job keeping it a secret, I guess.
Yeah, it's been tough, honestly. We've been, it's hard on the team as well, just keeping it so close to the chest, and everyone just wants to know, what you're working on, and being radio silent for so long is never fun. But it was really cool to be able to hold on to for this event. It's something special for sure.
Oh, for sure. Well, I'm sure your Twitter followers are lighting up and people are discovering you guys. I gave you a follow, so check them out. You followed me back, so thank you guys.
For sure.
Ember Lab, that's nice. One of the things I love about this industry is that a small team like yours can kind of show up inside of this presentation. The work is just judged on the work, right? No one knows kind of if people have made games before or not, or how big the team is, or what the budget is. And you certainly showed something that to me really held up incredibly well against stuff from games that have budgets that I'm sure are orders of magnitude larger than yours. So it's exciting, and I really like the world and the character. I'm super intrigued to learn more about it and get a chance to hopefully play it soon. So congratulations to you guys. I'm sure it's a big day for everyone on the team, and we appreciate you popping by to share a little more details on the game with us.
Yeah, thanks for having us. It's great talking to you.
Awesome. All right. Thanks, guys. Ember Lab. They are on
Ember Lab.
And, big day for that team.
That's cool.
Revealing their game for the first
time. I kind of like the way that is what they're doing.
So that's all we've got for you guys today in terms of developer interviews.
All right.
There are many other developers hitting us up now saying they'd love to come on, and I wish we could do more. This all came together very quickly, as you guys know, for the right reasons. Sony rescheduled the event, and things are very secretive. So there's much more to share. But the good news is that this is all part of Summer Game Fest. This new thing I came up with this summer.
Summer Game Fest.
Games. So there are going to be lots more events and moments to talk to developers. We're doing lots more live streams across the summer. So head to summergamefest.com if you guys want to see all the events that are coming up over the coming weeks and months. There'll be lots more time to share, and even some of these developers that are hitting us up, we can't do them live now, but I'm happy to do interviews with them in the coming weeks to talk about their games as well. There'll be much more to share, so stay tuned. We'll be back with more streams in the coming weeks. We'll all, Xbox, we'll have an event in July, so we're looking forward to streaming that live on YouTube.
Nintendo happens.
At the end of August, I'll be doing my big Gamescom opening night live event again on August 27th that will be airing live everywhere. And hopefully we'll see some of the games we saw today, more details on those, but we've got a lot of other big games and surprises for that. So I think it's going to be a really good summer. I know it's different than past years where everything was kind of locked into 3 or 4 days. But I look at, we're only 6 weeks into this summer, and there's a lot more time to go and a lot more surprises. So it's going to be really, really exciting. But look, today we got the reveal of the PlayStation 5 hardware for the first time. We'd seen the controller. Let's watch that as we get ready to wrap up here of what the PS5 looks like. And this is coming holiday of 2020.
It's for those hosts, you guys.
Exciting to get a look at the hardware and
CJ
all those games
Prophecy.
as part of it. So
God,
it's exciting
that's the hardware.
for me to have PS5 out there, and more than anything, look at the future of the industry. So it's exciting to have all of you guys join us from around the world to be a part of this.
Got some states guys in there.
All the streams across all the platforms. I think we were all ready to get excited about the future of games, and I think this event definitely was able to do that. And there's only going to be more, right? I think, even the Miles game from Insomniac, we only got a very brief glimpse at that, right? And I'm sure there'll be more to share on that. And many of these other games, there's lots more to learn. So I don't know if you can count up the number of games that got announced today, but it feels like it was well more than a dozen new titles that got announced for the first time. So there's tons of updates on those games and many other games that we're hearing about across the summer from various other events.
This is the console.
Other platforms as well.
Look at that thing.
Next week,
they'll
be doing their EA Play event, which will be happening, and there'll be
there it is.
Publishers kind of throughout the
summer. Look at that thing.
Information. But there it is.
Pretty cool.
The PlayStation 5 hardware. A lot of people have been asking,
that's
can you buy
nice.
it on its side or not? I mean, there are things like that we'll have to figure out.
Like the Xbox
maybe
360.
One day I'll be lucky enough to have like a DualSense or a PS5 I can hold up here for you guys and do an unboxing or something. I'm a YouTuber now if I'm talking about unboxings. But anyways, it's really exciting to see what PS5 looks like. I think they hit it out of the park, at least with the design of the console, which looks really exciting and different and fascinating. So much more to learn, and much more coverage will be coming up on YouTube as part of our Summer Game Fest. Thanks for joining us today. I know this was different than normal. For most of my career, I've always been used to doing a big flashy set.
I was used to E3
for YouTube.
The live reaction
E3. We weren't able to do that, but I want to thank everyone at YouTube for allowing us to kind of bring this together in a new format. It was fun for me, and it actually kind of was a comfort of comfort for me to be able to do this and have a lot of friends on and developers and bring the community together around what was a great event. So hopefully there'll be more of this across the summer. Thanks for following along and watching. Really appreciate it. Hope everyone is safe and healthy and feeling okay about things, because I know it's been emotionally a lot to go through over the past few months. But it sounds like the holidays are going to be pretty fun with all these games and new consoles coming. So stick around. Thanks for watching. Thanks to our team. Augie, my producer, and the
thanks for sharing.
10 that put this whole thing together in record time. Amazing it all worked. And thanks again to YouTube and for PlayStation and PlayStation for putting this great event on today. We will see you soon for more Summer Game Fest. Head to summergamefest.com to sign up for notifications and make sure to follow me on Twitter, where I'm always
right here.
The latest video game news. I'm Jeff Keeling. Thanks for watching. We will see you again soon. Right here on YouTube.
See you later, Jeff Keeling. Good day, good night. See, thanks for watching. Watch more at youtube.com. That was Summer Games Fest 2020. Goes from May to August. That was the PlayStation 5 the Future of Gaming digital event we just watched. This is what I watched earlier, and then there was this. So yeah, that's why live reaction stream over it. So this is it right here. Start at 3 and then 4. And I guess this Saturday there'll be Guerrilla Collective and the PC Gaming Show also. That'll happen like on Saturday. Yeah, that was it. So yeah, that's it for the talk about how this started out. It's kind of weird how this live reaction stream kind of started out. I had little problems along the way when I was trying to start out, but still managed to start off as soon as it began. wasn't that like late or anything, but yeah, just started the stream just in time when it began. Like I didn't start the stream as it was going through a countdown, but yeah, I was trying to set up things and everything, get ready. Like I had trouble trying to add some things that, I don't know, some little incidences or whatever just happened as I was trying to get ready, but that's what happened earlier when I was trying to start this up. Anyway, yeah, that was my first live reaction stream to Summer Game Fest, not E3 this year. It's alternative, since I used to do live reaction streams over E3, did one over Summer Game Fest here. That was Jeff Keighley, yep. Wasn't expecting to just it be that long, but yeah, they went on for 3 hours. 3 hours apparently. Yeah, this is it down here. It's like a pre-show, and then you see the actual digital event of PS5, the PS5 digital event featuring Human, and then there's the post-show that I just watched, and it just ended. So I was expecting to just see the PS5 event, that was it. But apparently I watched the pre-show and then the actual digital event and the post-show. I was like, hey, why not? So yeah, pretty cool, all that stuff we saw there. So yeah, that's it. I'll see you guys again on Saturday for more of the Summer Games Fest. My live reaction stream over the Summer Games Fest rather than E3, since E3 didn't happen this year because of what's been going on in the world, pandemic thing. So, alright everybody. Yeah. That's it for this whole thing. That's it. That's it for this live reaction stream. That was the PS5 digital event. Little press event they had there. The future, with Summer Games Fest from Jeff Keighley there. Yeah. It was fun watching that. PlayStation 5 future games. And the pre-show, then the digital event, then the post-show. Fun watching that, live reacting to it. Didn't know what to expect until I went through it, so alright guys. So yeah, that's it with this live stream. I'm trying to figure out how I should end this off. So I just end it off like I usually do before we can let's tell it I will do this again on Saturday, because we'll do that next, like I said, it's just Guerrilla Collective and PC Gaming Show. That's on June 13th. This is what we just watched. That's what I just reacted to. So, what am I kidding? Guess I end this off like different. Yeah, what the heck? I always kind of end it off like this every time I end my live stream. Hey, followed just in time. Ah! Hey, thanks for that follow. Capricorn. I say that right? Oh, CX Freecorn. Yes, thanks for following, dude. Just about to end the stream. So I'll end this like I always do. You want to see more of me checking this out? Like, I didn't stream this on YouTube because I didn't stream this on YouTube because I wasn't too sure about like streaming a live reaction stream on YouTube. I wasn't too sure about that. Like, is it okay to do a live reaction stream on YouTube? Not exactly sure while live streaming, but I do it usually on Twitch and next week, like I did with E3 last year. So yeah, if you want, like you just saw on the stream there, you want to see more from me, you want to see me check out, like react to more of this, like continue with my live reaction stream over this alternative to E3 Summer Games Fest. You want to see me check out more of this, continue more of this live reacting to this, you can go follow me on my social media like you just saw on screen a while ago, or what you see in the chat. Or, of course, you can see all this stuff on the description down below if you're seeing this on YouTube when it's uploaded. Yeah, so Yeah, follow me on my social media, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, if you want to see like more of me like reacting to this, or you catch me doing it live, right? So it's all up to you, really. So yeah. It's like if you want from me, you can follow me on all that. It's all up to you, really. So yeah. And with that said, thanks for watching, everybody. See you next time. See ya. Goodbye, everybody. Have a nice afternoon or night, morning or day, night, depending where you are around the world. Thanks for watching, everybody. Thanks for watching. Stream Ninja Suit. Thanks for watching my live reaction stream over the Summer Games Fest with PlayStation 5's digital event. Sony PlayStation 5 digital event featuring gaming. See you next time. Thanks for watching. Let's do more of this later. Bye-bye.